Yeah, but don't even post it. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. Where you go? Son. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep me some motion. Put a play on a play on the play. Put a bay on the bay on the bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my niggas downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep me some motion. Put a play on the play on the play. Put a bay on the bay on the bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my bodies downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. Should be bad like in no time. Hit a C like it's go time. My bitches in the game like the old line. Hey, and when I come down, you get no shine. Scissors on the backseat like a little kid. Tub been gone for a little minute. Ain't back and forth. I just post a pic with a bankroll, pounds in the mix. I can't parking like pimp. Hey, serving coffee shop him. Hey, got you walking around stiff. Hey, all that cash on him. Then put a bag on the cracker, but you put a bag on him. Hey, for black on black violence. Hey, let's go smash on them. I just paid my rent late on the block near Kimbe. Chopper got a little shake, hit the jerk like Ben J. Money calling me today, I'ma pick up every time. Bro just brought a whole bottle, gon' distribute airline. Shawty came with her ass like the city had dying. Wi-Fi around the trap, this shit like a airline. Shawty came with her ass like the city had dying. Wi-Fi around the trap, this shit like an airline. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep me some motion. Put a play on a play on the play. Put a bay on the bay on the bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my niggas downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron. She got a nigga, but don't even post it. I pull up with the runs and the potion. Niggas no suitor who keep me some motion. Put a play on the play on the play. Put a bay on the bay on the bay. Screaming free out my bodies upstate. Screaming free out my bodies downtown too. I be high as fuck making LeBron moves. Gotta get up and get up and get up and get it. You working that job or you stuck in the trenches. Cash to be made, so who out here tripping? My cellular phone got a damn chip in it. Where you gonna sign for 30 balls? Still in the trap with dirty clothes. You can be different, work my phones. You can be dead and work alone. Drop my top in the summer, no laces on these foam runners. Playing my numbers, wavy got them things in bundles. Bodies knowing the game in trouble. No rain, no thunder. Really felt played by my uncle. I was broke and knew my time was coming. Boys know how I'm bumming. See swangers on Toyota Tundras. Got lions and tigers among us. Hope the fame and change don't take me under. Sometimes I wonder, all the acting tough, you just gon' die younger. Question everything, just how my mind functions. Twerking on my bed, let wavy slide under. Sometimes I wonder, sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm back up in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder, sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Bae, get the bags, we packing sacks. I'm on and off like Mattress Mac. 20s, 50s, 100s, we after that. This ain't no battle rap. Asking for pictures and features. Thought you said my album whack. Can't be around leeches and preachers. Can't be who you yapping at. Let the window down, smell the aroma. Shiny in a big body, been in corners. How you gon' know who real and phony? Going extra, I really want it. Turning down my collar, had no idea. Mr. Popeye with that shit on, no diarrhea. Same ass she bought, she gon' sell it again. Before they laid on them, they was like, hell is this crib? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm back up in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wonder if all else fails, I'm right back in that jungle. Sometimes all else fails, I'm right back in the jungle. In the jungle. Sometimes I wonder. Marcus, you unmute your mic, my boy. Marcus,
What's the dilly?
What's assalamu alaikum? Rub your lot of me.
Wa alaikum salam. I like that track, man. I was starting to hit my own little freestyle, man.
Appreciate you,
You got
gang. Appreciate
you
you.
got to put me on a remix.
You know I got you, man. You gotta be talking that Arabic though.
I don't speak no Arabic, man.
Hey, did you hear my boy you heard my boy Marcus, my boy Martin on the last show, right?
Martin,
Yeah, the Old
Israelite.
Testament.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My boy Martin he was reading he was reading and speaking Hebrew.
Oh yeah.
I thought you was on a live stream with Martin.
Yeah, yeah. We had that little, I guess you could call it a debate. He kept calling the Quran and the New Testament a bitch book and all that.
Oh no, that was Angel. That's his big homie.
Oh, okay.
His big homie. How you felt about Uncle Angel, man? Oh shit. You was there when I kicked him off then.
Uncle Angel.
You was
Yeah,
there when
yeah, yeah. He was bugging out a little bit.
yeah, he was Uncle Angel had a little crash out. It's alright, it's alright.
Yeah, that's what happened when you hit them with them scriptures, man. They start exercising them demons.
Ah. Shout out to everybody, man. Like, share, and subscribe. We is live. It is going down. Y'all see what time it is, man.
What's the topic today?
Oh man, just popping it. I know we got a pretty good guest coming on today. He's a mystic. Shout out my boy Humble. Humble go pop in today. He's a mystic. Um and I got a couple more heavyweights for you.
You got some heavyweights for me.
Yeah.
Why me? I feel like I
Hey,
got a target on my back, man. What's up?
once you start talking about the Quran book, you know they gonna have some smoke for you, brother.
I guess.
Can you give me one verse in the Quran? Like you know that verse in the Bible where Jesus say, I am the way to the truth and the light.
Mhm.
Can you give me one verse in the Quran where it's like that blatant that you should be following Islam?
Can I give you a verse in the Quran where it's that blatant we should follow Islam?
Yeah, where it say something about you can only
Yeah,
get
it
through the
says
you can
Allah
only get through
says
the ball.
My bad. Go ahead.
He said, I've completed my favor for you and chosen for you Islam as a religion. And then there's
What?
another verse where he says, whoever chooses a religion other than Islam, it will not be accepted.
Oh yeah. What verse is that, brother? Is that a hadith or is that the Quran?
That's the Quran.
So the Quran then gave you an ultimatum, and you took the ultimatum.
Yeah, whoever chooses a religion other than Islam, it won't be accepted on Judgment Day.
So the Quran gave you an ultimatum, and you took the ultimatum.
What you mean ultimatum? Well, every human being has an ultimatum. I mean, you either choose
Hold
God or
up,
you don't.
The Quran ain't no human being book. This is
No,
inspired by God. This is Allah's words, correct?
no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying every human being has an ultimatum. He either can
Right.
choose God or he can choose another path. It's up to you.
No, but the Quran says you have to choose Islam. Rephrase that verse again for me, or recite that verse again.
Whoever chooses a religion other than Islam, it will not be accepted.
All right, so you know there's other religions that involve God besides Islam, correct?
Yeah,
So the Quran is giving you an ultimatum, and you took the ultimatum, right?
right.
All right. So when Christians say, when Jesus said, the only way to get to my Father is through me, that's basically that verse that you just read, right? That's it's like the same type of.
Well, I believe Jesus was a Muslim, and when Jesus said that, I don't really believe the Bible, but that verse I can accept it because I believe Jesus was a prophet. And so the only way to get to God is through the prophet of that time. So when Jesus says, no man gets to the Father but by me, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, because during Jesus' time, the only way to obtain salvation is by following him.
All right. Um. So we both can agree that Bethlehem, Jerusalem, is not in the same place as Mecca and Saudi Arabia, correct?
Right.
Okay, so you telling me when the Quran is saying this that Christians in Jerusalem or Bethlehem or Rome, they supposed to stop being Christians and start being Muslims because of that verse that you just gave,
Right. Well, God
right?
never commanded nobody to be a Christian. Like nowhere in the Bible does God say, be a Christian, practice
Nah,
Christianity.
Jesus told them to be a Christian.
No, he didn't.
Jesus said, "I am the way to the truth and the light. The only way you can get through my Father is through me." That's Jesus Christ saying that. So that will make his followers Christian. They will be following
Yeah.
him in order to get to the Father, correct?
Right. But it's more to it than that. Like in
Go
order to
ahead.
be a Christian
Sit
today,
down.
you
Break
have to
that shit down,
believe
Marcus. Break that shit down.
like today, in order to be a Christian, you have to believe in the Trinity, which is not biblical. You have to, Christians they go to church on Sunday, which nowhere in the Bible did God tell anybody to go to church on Sunday. And then you got, you know, uh, they got things that's not God. They practice things that God didn't command them to do. So it's like, no, God didn't command nobody to be a Christian. It's not the same. In the Quran, it's blatant, like it's explicit. God chose for you Islam.
And we
Nowhere in the
got
Bible did God say be a Christian. God
and
in
we
the Quran, Allah tells you to believe in the Quran, read the Quran, study the Quran. Nowhere in the Bible does God say read the Bible, study the Bible, this version of the Bible, that version.
okay. So nowhere in the Bible does it say follow the Ten Commandments?
No, it says follow the commandments, but
Okay.
Christians don't believe in the law. They don't they believe they're no
Ah,
longer under the law.
Hey, we got Uncle Ronald in the building. Uncle Ronald, I'm a big fan of you. Hit that link. I dropped that link, Uncle Ronald. I like your conversation. You definitely is enlightened brother. I definitely would like to build with you, Uncle Ronald. Hit that link when you can. All right, so you said Jesus, you said the Bible never told, you said God never told anybody to be a Christian, right?
Right.
Did God tell anybody to be a Muslim? That's the question.
Yes.
Can we get the
What
can we
you mean in the Bible or in the Quran?
in the Quran?
Yes.
And that was the verse that you had just said.
Yeah, it say he chose for you Islam as a religion. Anybody who chooses another religion other than Islam, it won't be accepted. He said he named them. He named you Muslims. The prophets he named them Muslims. Uh, and I'm just going off the top of the head right now. I'm like literally sitting outside chilling.
Hey, I ain't, but see, when you be beating up the Christians, you be going out the top of your head. So keep going, break that shit down.
Yeah, but yeah, that was it.
All right, so we got Uncle Chucky. He says you lying, brother. You lying on the Quran. So Marcus, it's time to go pray, brother. You gotta rebuke
Lying
yourself.
about what?
I'm about to tell you right now. After I read this comment, you got to rebuke yourself from for lying to powerful bills only, and you got to rebuke yourself for lying to Allah, for lying on Allah. Okay, Quran 262, Quran 569 says that believers, Jews, Christians, and Sabians who believe in God, the last day, and do righteous deeds will have their reward with God, and no fear will be upon them. So, brother, if your Quran, see how you, come on, Marcus. Your Quran can't say Jews and Christians in the last day is gonna go to heaven, and also say any religion outside of Islam is not gonna be good. Come on, Marcus. That sounds like your Quran is contradicting, Marcus. Let's go.
No. Apparently the brother never read an exegesis on that on those texts.
Hold on,
The
brother. Hold on.
believers.
We don't need no exorcisms around here, brother. This,
I
this
said
is black.
exegesis.
This is black and white, brother. We got a Quran verse that's been black. We don't need no exorcist.
Yeah, yeah.
My
Well,
eyes is not
it's
gonna hold up 1 second. We don't need no exorcist. Our eyes is not gonna roll in the back of our head. We don't need no priest here. We talking about the Quran and the Bible. In your Quran, it
right,
says that Jews and Christians in the last day will be good. But then you
right,
just gave us a verse that said any religion outside of Islam
right,
will not be with God.
right.
So
That's
is
why I
that
brought up that's why I brought up the exegetes
we don't,
because
we don't want no exorcism,
because
Marcus.
because we know well no Islam is not the same as Christianity when it comes to exegesis of the text. Uh, we believe that the Prophet Muhammad not only revealed the Quran, he recited the Quran, and he also explained the Quran to his companions, and the companions explained it to their companions. And so we have a long line of scholarship that explains these verses. So we don't just, it's not, when it comes to understanding verses, it's not free for all in Islam like it is in Christianity. It's just free for all. However you read the Bible, you can understand it how you feel like it. This person can read it and understand it how you see fit. That's not the way it works in Islam. And so when the exegetes read it, when they explain a verse, they'll show you a hadith where the Prophet Muhammad said a thing, or one of the early scholars said a thing, or one of the companions. So the way this verse is understood and always been understood is that the believers are the Muslims. You had in those days Jews and Christians, like such as um what's it? I'll name one. Damn, I can't think of his name. Abdullah bin Salam, the Jewish rabbi, the Jewish scholar who converted to Islam. And those are when they say Jews and Christians, it's talking about those people who heard the Quran and followed the Prophet. That's what it's talking about.
How can you follow the prophet and still be a Jew and a Christian?
No, it's talking about the Jews and Christians who converted to Islam.
Hold up, brother. Hold up. You gotta. Can we get the? Let me get the verse because I think you adding to the Allah's word. I think you are adding to Allah's word, Uncle Chucky and Uncle Ronald. Click the link when y'all get a chance. Uncle Chucky, he's saying you don't understand the Quran, brother.
Okay. All right. Y'all made me get up. Okay. Let me get
569, Quran 569, brother. They saying my chat is saying you are adding to the Torah. My chat is saying you are adding to, the Quran, brother.
okay. I'll pull up Ibn Kathir's tafsir. Let's see. 1 second. So I find it.
569. We don't want no exorcist. We're not here for an exorcist. We ain't trying to roll our eyes in the back of our head. We just want the black and white, brother. We don't want no exegesis. None of that. We just want
No, no,
five.
that's not the way it works. That's not. No, I'm not
Say it
making
again.
this up. So that's not the way it works. You
You
don't just
can't.
make it up as we go.
So we can't read the Quran how it is. We need an interpreter.
No, you need an understanding.
Nah, but if the Quran say in black and white, God walked. We don't need no understanding. We know God got legs if he walked, right? Right or wrong?
No,
No. You can walk
no.
without legs?
The Quran don't say God walked anywhere.
Nah, that was an example, brother. So it says believers, Jews, Christians, and Sabians who believe in God, the last day, and do righteous deeds will have their reward with God, and no fear will be upon them. So the
Okay.
Quran 569 is saying Jews and Christians can also get into heaven, brother. So you don't have to be, if you don't pick Islam as a religion, you still can meet the Father. That's basically what 569 is saying, according to Uncle Chuck.
Okay. I'll get the exegesis. Give me a second.
Well, brother, I told you we ain't doing no exorcisms over here, brother. We just want
Listen,
the
I'm
Quran verse.
giving you scholarship. Scholarship because I don't make this stuff myself. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these people do that come on your. If I quote something, it's scholarship. Now, this is what it says. You said 569, right?
Before you start, are you conceding that the Quran say this before we start?
That's what it says.
All right, go ahead, brother. You got the floor.
Okay. Ibn Kathir says, there is no salvation except through faith in the Quran. Allah says, O Muhammad, say, O people of the scripture, you have nothing, meaning no real religion, until you adhere to and implement the Torah, the Torah and the gospel. That is, until you believe in all the books that you have that Allah revealed to the prophets. These books command following Muhammad and believing in his prophecy, all the while adhering to his law. Before we explained Allah's statement, then it says, verily, the revelation that has come to you from your Lord makes many of them increase in rebellion and disbelief. So do not grieve. Okay, let me go down a little bit. And then it says, surely those who believe, referring to Muslims, those who are the Jews who were entrusted with the Torah, and the Sabians, a sect from the Christians, and Magians, who did not follow any particular religion, as Mujahid stated. As for the Christians, they are known and with the Injil. The meaning here is that if each of these groups believed in Allah and the hereafter, which is the day of judgment and reckoning, good actions, which to be so, must conform to Muhammad's law after Muhammad was
Marcus,
sent for all
Marcus,
mankind and the jinns.
Marcus. Do you not know this is powerful bills only, brother?
What are you talking about?
I got the best chat on YouTube, brother. You
Okay,
just
can I
gave us.
finish this?
Hold up. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay, I'm gonna start from right here. It says, Allah said next, surely this is Ibn Kathir Tafsir, an Islamic scholar, one of the most revered scholars. Surely those who believe, referring to Muslims, like I said, those who are the Jews who were entrusted with the Torah, and the Sabians, a sect of from the Christians and Magians who did not follow any particular religion, as Mujahid stated, which is one of the companions. As for the Christians, they are known and were entrusted with the gospel. The meaning here is that if each of these groups believed in
Hold up,
Allah,
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, brother, hold up, hold up. When you say the meaning here, do you? Let me ask you this: is the Quran the word
this
of God?
is Ibn Kathir I'm reading. This is
Re-
Ibn Kathir I'm reading.
Hold up, hold up. I got two questions. Is the Quran the word of God?
100%.
100%. Okay, so why do we need scholarship for the word of God, brother?
Because I'm not a Christian. We're not Christians. We don't read the Quran and make this stuff up. We have the Prophet Muhammad. It says in the Quran in chapter 16, verse 44, that the Prophet Muhammad's job was to explain that which has been revealed to him. So his job was to explain the Quran, which is what he
But
did.
hold up,
And
you
also
ain't
the
hold up.
companions.
But hold up,
Oh,
you
come on
reading?
now. Come
You
on.
not reading from Prophet Muhammad though, Marcus. You are reading from a scholar, right?
Right. And he just quoted one of the companions of the Prophet.
But hold up, we posted the
Now,
Allah sent Allah sent Muhammad. We don't need a companion. That's like us listening to one of Jesus.
are we doing an internal critique? Are we doing an internal critique of Islam?
No, sir.
Oh, so we don't have an
No,
argument here
this hold up.
because
This is where
from
I'm
the
at. This
Muslim,
I explain
from
myself. I explain myself. If we gonna say the Quran is the word of God, and when the Quran says something clear as day, and you say no, it don't say that. Let's go get a scholar.
that's
Hold
not
up,
what
hold
I
up, hold
said.
up, hold up. My bad. You said it do say that, but it don't mean that. So if the Quran,
No, no,
hold up, one second,
it
one
does.
second, one second.
Mhm.
If the Quran is the word of God, and the Quran say something clear as day that Jews and Christians are also gonna go to heaven, we don't need a scholar. God is bigger than a scholar. We don't need
Yeah,
Muhammad.
but you're not a
One second,
Muslim.
one second, one second. We don't need Muhammad's companion to tell us what Muhammad meant. Muhammad knew what he meant. You got the flow.
Okay. So in chapter 16, verse 44, Allah explicitly states that the prophet's job is to explain the Quran. And that's what the prophet did. Again, he explained it to his companions and his followers, and they explained it to their followers. And we have a long history of scholarship in this religion. So if we're doing an internal critique, now your boy put the verse up on the screen, and apparently y'all clearly misunderstand the meaning of the verse.
Because
So
I'll tell
I'm
you why.
showing you. But let me finish.
Go
Let
ahead.
me finish. Now you misunderstanding it from. So I'm giving you the proper
Misunderstanding,
Muslim. Yes,
brother.
and so
It's
I'm
in
giving you.
black and hold on. Let me say this.
Come on.
The Quran verse. Let me put it up. This is in black and white. Nowhere in this verse do it say we need somebody to break down what this is actually saying. Nowhere in this verse do it say lean on the scholar for better understanding. You supposed to
The
only
verse don't have to
hold
say
up.
that,
You supposed to lean only on the most high for understanding, brother.
right? No, no, not in Islam. Not. It don't work like that in Islam. The Quran teaches you to seek knowledge from those who have studied.
So, so you
So
saying
you don't
Islam?
just
Hold
like
up. So you saying Islam?
no, you
When you
gotta
say
let me
it's not
finish so
like
you
that,
can understand what I
when you
mean.
say it's not like that, you saying Islam is a man-made religion, right?
No. What I say is not like that. What I mean is, like, for example, in Christianity, right? They believe in waiting on the Holy Ghost to give them the understanding of a scripture. Like we don't. To me, that's make believe. Like if you want real understanding of a text, you have to be educated. You have to learn. You have to study. You have to learn. Now we just read this text, and I mean, brother is coming from a Christian perspective. He doesn't study Islam. He never went to any type of Islamic school. He don't know what he's talking about. So I explained it. The dude said I'm a big fat liar. So now I'm showing you scholarship. Scholarship agrees with me. So let me finish. So let me read this, and then we can move on. And if you disagree,
You
you
got the
can
flow, bro.
disagree. It says, it says, okay, it says, Allah said next, this is Ibn Kathir, surely those who believe, referring to Muslims, like I said, then it says, those who are Jews who were entrusted with the Torah, and Sabians, a sect from the Christians and Magians who did not follow any particular religion, as Mujahid stated. As for the Christians, they are known. They are known and were entrusted with the gospel. The meaning here is that if each of these groups believe in Allah and the hereafter, which is the day of judgment and reckoning, and perform good actions, which to be so must conform to Muhammad's law after Muhammad was sent to all mankind and the jinns. If any of these groups held these beliefs, that then they shall have no fear of what will come, or sadness regarding what they lost, nor will grief ever affect them. We discussed a similar ayat before in Surah
All right,
Al-Baqarah,
Marcus.
chapter 2,
Marcus,
verse
is that the
62.
same thing you reading, or is this something different from what you read at first?
This is Ibn Kathir's tafsir on chapter 5, verse what was it, 568
I'm I'm I'm
and
I'm
69.
I'm asking what you were saying at the beginning when I gave you pushback. Are you reading the ending of that? That's what you just read, or you just pulled out something different? That's what I'm asking.
No. When you asked me at first, I was explaining on top of the head. I said these Jews and
Nah,
Christians
remember
that the
that.
verse is
Nah,
talking about.
remember that first thing that you was reading, and I said that go, and I said it was a scholar. You read something about a scholar at first. Remember, and I started pushing back. You don't remember that? This was like this was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
four
yeah.
minutes ago. Right after you start reading,
Mhm.
we start going back and forth. You don't remember that?
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, is that the same thing that you just read again when you was just reading right now? Is that the same thing, or is that something different?
I was reading the top zeros for verse 68 and 69.
Okay, so
You just read verse 69. I read the top zero for verse
now
68
this
and verse
Marcus,
69.
this so you saying this scholar, what you was reading at first was what the scholar said at first, and then what you just got through reading is the second verse of what that same scholar said. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's the same scholar, but he was going over the next verse
I
69.
was this
I started off reading verse 68 before we had our little back and
I
forth.
got you. Was this in this is in the same um this in the same on the same page, him breaking this down verse after verse?
Yeah.
All right, so what you just got through reading? That was 69.
Ibn Kathir's top Ibn Kathir top. Oh yeah. Verse. Hold on, let me look at it. Let me look. That was, yeah, verse 69,
All right,
verse 68 and 69. That's why he said Allah said next, and
all right.
then it
So
went into
look,
verse
so
69.
look, whatever you read that second time, it didn't say nothing about Muhammad or you gotta convert to Islam. It didn't say nothing about that. The first
You want me to read it again? It said they must adhere to Muhammad's law.
no, that was the first thing you read. That's why I asked you, are you reading the same thing? The first thing you read said Muhammad. That second time that you just started reading again, you didn't mention Muhammad
No,
or Islam.
brother. That this I'm looking at it. The part about, let me read it again. This is the
No,
verse. This is about verse 69.
Marcus. You don't have to read it again. I'm letting you know if you read 68 at first, and then we start having a conversation about 68, and then you saying you just got through reading 69 commentary just now. I'm saying 69 commentary don't mention Christians got to convert in the last days, or they got to convert to Islam or follow Muhammad at all.
Yes, yes, it does.
Hold up, because we can run the tape back. The first time you started reading it said that. You got the flow. Hold up real quick. Yeah, you there? Unmute your mic. Hey, yeah, whatever you did the last time, it helped you stay on. So you might got to copy the link and put it in your web browser. Unmute your mic, gang. Are you there? All right, go ahead, Marcus.
Right. So the top seer said that these people must adhere to Muhammad's law, meaning they must believe in Allah, they must believe in his messenger. That's the law. You have to believe in the Prophet Muhammad. You cannot make it to paradise if you don't believe in the Prophet Muhammad during his time. Before that, you had to believe in the previous prophets. But once the Prophet Muhammad came, you have to believe in him. So that's the law. You have to adhere to the law. So that means you have to convert to Islam because that's the religion Allah chose. Yeah, made me get up, man. I ain't want to get up.
Hey, Marcus.
Yo,
Hey, give me like 1 or 2 minutes. I'm about to run downstairs real quick. Give me like
uh,
1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, you there? You can say something. Yeah, you might got to copy the link and put it in your web browser to keep kicking you out. But yeah, Marcus, read the commentary over, and you go find out that the second paragraph don't mention nothing about converting to Islam or following Muhammad. You read that for
it
68,
does.
not 69.
It does. It says they must adhere to Muhammad's law, which means they must become Muslim. That's law.
Hold up. So you saying it say that 2 times or 1 time? 1 time, right?
It
It
says it
don't say that for
once.
68 and 69, right?
Yes, that's the top seal. I was reading the top seal for both verses.
Damn, what Mark?
Hold on. Give me 1 minute. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, Marcus, man. I think you should learn about the now civilization and learn about the gods that they worship, because that'll give you a lot of
Learn about
answers
the
to the
who?
God that you worship. The
Learn
now
about the who?
civilization, the early now
Nile?
civilization gods that they worship. Yeah, in ancient Egypt, because Bethia, Aya is the God that y'all worship. In the Arabic, his name is Allah.
No,
In the Aramaic,
no,
his
I don't
name
know
is
nothing about them
Eli.
gods.
I ain't trying to take shots at your
I don't
religion,
know about them
but
gods, brother.
brother,
Yeah, I don't know nothing about them
I ain't
gods. I'm
trying to
not
take no
concerned
shots at
about
you.
them gods.
Look, brother, I'm not
Hey,
trying to take
hold on
shots
right
at
quick.
your religion or anything. Right.
Hey, Wavy.
Hey, give me a minute. Don't go nowhere. I gotta run downstairs.
Baby took a
Yeah,
break for a
I
minute.
do. I gotta run somewhere. I ain't gonna get off the
Why
line.
you
I
why,
gotta do something real quick.
man, but, hey, can I ask you something though,
Just give
bro?
me a
Why you do
second. I'll
that
be
every
back.
time I jump on here? I be getting you scared, no.
I don't even know who you is. What is you talking about?
You remember me beating up on you,
But hold on,
man.
just give
Come
me a
on,
second.
man.
I'll
You
be right
remember me
back.
beating up on you aggressively years ago.
Yeah, he said years ago. Hold on, I'll be back. Hold on.
So long as this is on, man. That was him happy right there. Shit, I don't understand how to do this.
All right, my bad, gang. My bad, gang. I had to run downstairs. Okay, we got y'all back. Okay, we got y'all back. Uncle Ronald, I told you hit the panel, Uncle Ronald. Y'all, you there? All right, Marcus, you there? Hey, I'm about to show y'all how Marcus was capping, y'all. I'm about to show y'all how Marcus was capping. Remember I said he read two different things? Watch this. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. We almost at Friday. We almost at the end of the week. And in one more day, we almost at the end of the week. All right, you there, y'all?
Yeah, I'm here.
You was on Marcus top or what, man? He ran from you?
Yeah, he ran from me, but it's all right. I wasn't trying to take no shots at his guy, but I just wanted him to see this fact. If you put it on the screen, I could show these brothers, man. It's the ancient god in Egypt that they worship, and his name is IAH, or it can be JAH, or it can be YAH. And the acronym in ancient Egypt, they had a for the J. But it wasn't a so-called sound. But anyway, though, I don't want to derive it. I don't want to skate off the topic. If you look up Aya in the Arabic, Aya became Allah, and in the Aramaic, the same Aya became Eli. So, like, when they say Elohim or Eli in the Bible, it's telling you that's the same God. And remember the
You got kicked off, y'all? Uncle Ron, what's goody?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, Uncle Ron, I just want you to know I recognize their voice from anywhere, and from going back and forth with Unc for over 2-3 years. I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know I'm a fan of your way of thinking.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. How the rest of you brothers doing up there tonight?
Doing good, pretty good. Lucky, what's goody?
What's the word, pimp?
Assalamu alaikum.
they try to protect their religion though, Wavy, right? But if you look up Aya and you look at it in the esoteric form, not in the religious locked in a box type form, you'll find out that it's the ancient god that they took from Egypt, and they basically spread them along the cultures. In the Hebrew language, his name is Yah. He almost kept his same name.
You breaking up, nigga. You breaking up, y'all. All right. Goddamn. All right, Uncle Ron. So with the hottest topic that's probably in the community right now, um, are the netters literal? What's your opinion on that? You there, Ron?
If you can hear me.
Hey, yeah.
Now I want to
Hey,
correct so
hey,
people.
yeah. Hey, yeah.
Uh-huh.
However you came in, these times you're getting kicked off, come in a different way. Like if you coming in from clicking the link from Facebook, copy the link, put it in your web browser. Remember that last time you came on, you didn't get kicked off that last time. You hear me? All right, gonna get it right. All right, Uncle Ron, you want to respond? I think something happened with Uncle Ron. Mike, Lucky, you there? Chris, what's
What's
good?
what's the word? What's the word?
Hey man, I got my boy Marcus, and Marcus is on mute, so I know he here. I got my boy Marcus saying that you're not supposed to read the Quran. You're not supposed to take every word for what it says. You got to study the Quran and hear what the scholars say. If the Quran says something, it could say that, but it don't mean that. You got to look it up. Do you also follow that same understanding that Marcus follows?
Uh, no, man, I'm really unconventional, and when it comes to a lot of things, like I've told you before, like I don't deal with hadith. I don't follow a particular school of thought. That's where you allow manipulation, the doctoring of scripture to come in. That's literally the things that were were supposed to keep the Quran sacred. So I don't particularly get into that, but it is a common sense book. You know what I mean? People will say like, "Oh man, you should eat with your hands because the Prophet Muhammad ate with his hands." He also rode on a camel, bro. Like you
Uh,
drive a car, don't you? So
uh.
like, you know what I'm saying? Some things is just simple common sense. Oh well, you should pray 5 times a day. You're right, you should, but it also makes concessions that when you're not in a Islamic country, you're not in Islamic situations. You can pray while you're traveling. You can pray standing. You can pray on your side. Like everything is not as rigid as people try to make it out to be. So I don't particularly
So
get
so
into
you saying for your praying 5 times a day, some of the times you be laying down while you praying.
right. Like okay, I
Ah,
was in prison.
shit.
You know, I was in prison. Like it was not in my best interest to be praying in certain situations. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like all the prayers come in, but they running child.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, things that get delayed. Hey, prayers come in, but I'm on the transit bus. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good.
it's a common sense religion. People make it a lot more difficult than what it has to be.
Okay. Do you agree with all Islamic scholars?
No, I do not. That's why I don't particularly. There are four major schools of thought, and I don't particularly get into any of them.
All right. So
Um,
let's go to Quran 569. Says that believers, Jews, Christians, and Sabians who believe in God, the
mhm.
last day, and do righteous deeds will have their reward with God, and no fear will be upon them. Ain't that saying Jews and Christians and non-believers or non-religious who believe in God in the last day is gonna go to heaven? Ain't that? Or it's gonna be right with God? Ain't that saying that?
Yeah. Now see, that's another common misconception. Islam does not share the same sentiment that Judaism or Christianity shares as far as paradise or what you would call the afterlife or whatnot. We don't share the same sentiment. You do
Right.
not have to move and practice exactly as a Muslim does. Like when you look at the word and what it means, a Muslim is someone who practices Islam. The root word is still salam. So a Muslim is one who does. Okay? The root word being peace, or peace, you get peace through giving up. So when you stop fighting your God, you get peace, right? So when you surrender to that which is greater than you will find peace. And everybody or every living being is submissive to their God because you cannot overrule your God's.
Are you going to go across the world and take your shahada?
Go across the world and take my shahada for what?
So you don't believe you got to take the Hajj?
Not
My
taking the
bad.
Hajj
Wait.
and taking the shahada things.
Hey yeah, Marcus. My boy Lucky say he don't believe, he don't get them goddamn Islamic scholars all that praise like you be giving. And he
Yeah, he
said
not a
for
Muslim.
Quran 569, he said for
Wow.
Quran 569, that say
Honestly,
that Jews and Christians
I'm not a
and
Muslim.
non-religious that
Oh,
believe in
I
Allah
thought you was
are
talking about. I thought you were talking about that Egyptian dude, the one that was talking about the.
hold up. Let me what
I'm
Egyptian dude?
confused. Who is Lucky?
My boy Chris. What Egyptian dude? I had an Egyptian dude on here.
I don't know. Somebody said something about a law of Mayat before I left.
Man. Oh, yeah, you there? All right, here go y'all right here. Nah, that ain't nah. This my boy Lucky. He a Muslim too.
Oh, okay. My bad. I was confused. I
He
thought you was
said
talking about the guy.
he don't ride them scholars' dicks like that. And he
Oh,
said
well,
for
I'm not.
Quran
Those are not
569,
my words.
hold up. He
But
said for Quran 569, believers, Jews, and non-religious that believe in Allah is still good with God. brother. You the
Yeah.
one that's
Well, I'm a
added.
no.
You the one that need a man-made commentary to think for you,
Okay.
brother.
Yeah, I'm an Orthodox Muslim. I follow the traditional ways of Islam. I don't all that New Age stuff. I'm not with that. I ain't even
So
got
you
no
eat.
argument with
So
that.
you don't eat with no silverware. So you don't eat with no silverware. Cut
I
it
ain't
out.
worried about none of that.
Cut it out.
No,
Free.
because today you got
Walk
no today
him
you got
down. I
you get
want
today
shit down.
today you got like groups. You got Quranists. You know, people who say they Quran alone and they reject the sayings and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I ain't concerned about them. Like that's what they believe is between them and God. I ain't care. I don't care about that.
You know, you don't think that's a little, I don't know, doctored or a loaded statement to say that they don't believe in the teachings and sayings of Muhammad as opposed to the Quran, when these sayings and teachings are not verifiable.
Oh.
You a Quranist?
Muhammad is
Oh.
um I
Woo.
am what
Saying
is a
not
Muslim
verifiable.
Woo.
not. All right,
No, I'm
correct me
asking.
if I'm
Are you
wrong.
a Quranist?
Cor- correct
Brother,
me.
we talking history. We say historian,
No, we
god
not.
damn it. We historians.
No.
So
I
I
just
mean,
I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand
so
his perspective. Are
He
you a
he he
Quranist?
gave you a statement that was a fact.
no, I
No, it's
am.
not a fact.
So it allow me to finish. Right, correct me if I'm wrong.
Hold on. It's like two, three people talking at once.
My mic muted.
My bad. I had a phone
Go ahead,
call. It's a
Chris.
bunch of people talking.
Bunch of people talking. Brother, are you focused? We building. We in a ring right now, brother. You ready?
I'm
Can't even
asking.
say
I'm
Chris.
asking the brother, is he a Quranist?
No, hold up, brother. We ain't talking about that. You asking
That's
questions. He's trying to prove a point.
I'm asking him what his
You off
position, what his
topic. You
position
off
is.
topic, brother. You off topic.
right. So
No,
even
you said the brother was a Muslim who rejects. That don't make sense to me. So I'm
You
asking
don't
because
gotta
because
ride with the scholars. The
the
scholars
only
don't know
people I
shit.
know that that claim are Quranists. So I was asking, was he a Quranist?
everything doesn't have a title, bro. And when you take on a title, this world is so binary in the sense that if you identify with something, you negate everything other than. I identify with reasoning and logic, what our religion is based on. Correct. So to verify the sayings and teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, what you would call hadith and or sunnah, it goes through a process and it is based on a trail, what they call isnad. Somebody said, and this person was connected to that person. And that's all hearsay. And the Quran and our religion is strictly based and against hearsay and conjecture. Our religion is
Okay,
founded upon being against conjecture and hearsay. That's who we are. That's literally what we stand on against all other practices.
okay. Do you believe in the 5 daily prayers?
What Muslim doesn't? You cannot practice Islam and not believe in that. That is a core
Okay,
requirement.
now I've just gotta ask because you never really explained your position. So I'm trying to understand. I'm still trying to understand your position, like because
He
I
made a
know
statement.
because
He
hold
made
on,
a
hold on,
statement.
man.
Why he
All
gotta
right. So look,
explain anything here?
because the statements that he's making is not traditional Islam. And I know that because Islam has been practiced the same way for the past 1400 years. And now you get in 2026 people coming along saying, oh, we reject scholarship, we reject the prophet's sunnah, the prophet's
Hey, Marcus.
this is
Marcus.
all, oh, come on,
Check me
man.
out. Check me out. Check me out, Marcus.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
All
let me
he's
speak,
saying.
man. Ain't no point in me
Hold
being up
up,
here.
hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's just get to the crux of it. All he's saying is that is based off of hearsay. What Muhammad said.
Right.
That's
And that's
hearsay,
not something
brother.
that a Muslim would say.
Hold up, Marcus. That's hearsay. That's all he's saying.
Right.
That's
And
how
that's
if
and
he
I
just
know
said.
that that's I know what he's saying, and I'm responding to what he's saying.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm responding to what he's saying. I heard him the first 3 times it was said. And I'm responding. I know that's what he's
But look,
saying.
you hold up. But
Oh my God, come
you
on.
responding by trying to ask him what he is instead of taking the question head on.
No,
You want to see what's his
no, I
age,
was trying to understand. I was
what
trying.
month you was born, what's your
All right,
sign.
well, all right.
You
If I can't
go ahead.
speak, man, come on, man.
Nah, just
Come
answer
on.
the question. Just battle the. If you
Come
saying
on,
you
man.
disagree, if you saying you disagree, why you got to find out his middle name?
Come on, man. Can I speak now?
Got the flow, bro.
All right. I know that what he's saying is not traditional Islam. I I've been on Clubhouse. I've been on TikTok. I've
Does
had
it
conversations.
matter? Can you fade the statement? You trying to give us? Come on, Marcus. We in a ring. You trying to dissect the fighter instead of rebuting what he's saying. What we do that at? If he's saying it's based off of hearsay, you say no, it's not based off of hearsay because we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this. You saying, brother, what kind of hat you wear? What size hat you wear? What size is your head? Go ahead, Marcus. Defeat the argument. Don't ask him what kind of tattoos he got and shit. Come on, Marcus. The Islam is not based off of hearsay because like Marcus ran. Like Marcus dipped.
Well, you know what? Let me say this, bro. You would see very often what you're doing is right. It's called being a moderator, right? And keep the conversation within a set of parameters, right? And so often people get into these spaces and just want to be heard, and you see it once people are triggered or they're agitated. Oh, if I can't speak, that's not a conversation. Is not all speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like it is with verses. Like you look at the etymology of the word converse, it is with verses. It is dialogue. It's back and forth. If you can't receive information, or if it's just you're listening just to combat as opposed to understand and connect, what are we doing? Like so often when I deal with like discussions about Islam, I don't care about the differences. We have more in common with religious beliefs of other people than we do have differences. Why the fuck do we always have to talk about the differences? Why can't we build together? Because Islam takes a stance that a righteous man is a believer. That is it. And only believers and righteous people are permitted to an afterlife of paradise, or for lack of a better term, good fortune. And those who are selfish or do wrong, they are the wrongdoers, regardless of their titles. There's a whole chapter in the Quran talked about that's literally named hypocrites. You see what I'm saying? So like there's sure there are five pillars of Islam, and the core beliefs of faith or requirements of a Muslim. But when you look at what the believer is, it is often repeated, like what the verse that you repeated in the Quran. That same sentiment is repeated over and over and over again. The Quran says some of the same things over and over again. Believe that there is a God. Do works of righteousness. Practice self-restraint. Enjoying what is right. Forbid what is wrong. That is it. Like over and over again, it's the same thing. Who cares?
My boy Marcus tried to add in the scholar commentary. It said that you gotta believe in God. You gotta what it said, the Jews and Christians, as long as they believe in God and do right, they gonna get into heaven. But they also gotta abide by Muhammad laws and convert to Islam. That's what the scholarship said. I'm like, bro, they going. So now we gotta read the Quran with scholarship. We can't just read it straight up. I
And
thought
that, and
I
that's
thought
the
I
thing.
thought the Quran was God's word. Now we need a motherfucking scholar to break down God's word. What the fuck we doing here?
So and that's where where like the same thing that you have go on with no knock on the Christian, what you have go on with the mega churches, right? People start to fall in love with the messenger and forget the damn message. The Quran says it over and over again. Muhammad is just a man. He's just a man. He will die. He is not Islam. You see what I'm saying? And it's like you will have people 1,500 years ago. Like this is another reason why historically Muhammad is like super against taking images of him. Do not paint me. You know what I mean? Don't have an image of me because people will deify it. You know what I mean? And it's like, nah, man, why are you? It is one thing to admire a man. It is one thing to try to attempt to aspire to be similar to a man, like a man. It is another thing to deify him. You know what I mean? So much to the point that like you try to make his bloodline holy. That's crazy. That's everything that Islam is against. But you know, you have some people who are so lost in it.
King
You
Self.
know what I mean? And then you got to multiply that with so in Quran, the Arab is described as a very ignorant, low down person. You know what I'm saying? So often people confuse the culture of the Middle East, sexual deviance, lust for power and control, money and wealth with Islam, bro. These
Man,
people,
but hold on, man. Man, hold on. Man, what's happening, brother? Because I'm hearing some fuck shit going on, and I don't like this fuck shit.
Ah,
Bro, what the fuck is you talking about?
what happened? What happened,
Fuck
brother?
is
What?
you talking about?
You're not
Nigga,
gonna let him preach?
I've been on the line for 45 seconds. The brother
okay,
chunked me the deuce. He threw the deuces in there. I threw the deuces back. But you talking about some sexual bullshit? What the fuck? Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?
where it
Oh
helps
no,
when you
I might be coming in wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong. Hey, can somebody tell me what we talking about? Because the when I came in and what I heard, that shit sound fucked up to me. But I don't know. I might be on some judge and shit. Let me know, bruh. What's happening,
My
bruh?
this my boy Lucky. He a Muslim. You got any smoke with the Muslims?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Muslims the same shit as Christians. Nigga, fuck y'all. Nigga, y'all niggas liars too.
okay, that was hella disrespectful, but no
So
fucking.
Yeah, nigga, my
so
name and
King
my
Self,
watch
you're
this.
an atheist? Are you an
And watch
atheist, King
this.
Self?
Nah, nigga, my name is Matt Yoon Seth Hassan. That's my
Oh,
full
that's not.
government name. My
Okay,
Oh,
government name is Matt Yoon Seth Hassan. My father was a Muslim.
I
My
understand.
mother was a Muslim and gave me a Muslim name. But watch this. I ain't too stupid to know you niggas dumb as fuck. Nigga, that shit stupid.
I
Nigga,
King,
that's just my government name.
I understand you
okay,
say you're not atheist, but do you subscribe to any
Yeah, I'm
religion
80.
then?
Yeah, I'm atheist. I walk my
okay.
Oh, you are
That
atheist. Okay.
Yeah, I'm atheist. I walk my
so like okay. So even if that's your position, that's fine, right?
And my position. Nigga, it's fact. I can prove that your shit is bullshit facts. I can prove that you're Christian. I can prove that you're God. I can prove that you're Bible. I can prove that you're Quran. I can prove that you're Catholic fucking 66 Bibles, 76 Bibles, 88 Bibles, whatever the fuck books you niggas got is fucking fake as fuck. I can
How
prove
can
Uh,
you
it.
prove it? How can you prove that?
How can I prove it?
Yes.
Just by saying nigga that another motherfucker never raised from the dead.
I know,
oh,
but just saying it doesn't prove anything, though. How can you prove it?
So you telling me that somebody raised from the dead?
No,
nah,
I'm asking you to prove it. I'm asking you to
Listen.
I'm
prove it.
proving it. Nobody has raised from the dead. I just proved it.
So so you saying that there's no God that uh,
No, because your
if
God,
there
because
understand it.
no,
Let me ask you a
because you know
question though.
why? I can tell you why. Your
Yeah.
God is a lie because nigga has he ever came through for the slaves? Not right now. I'm talking about through the from motherfucking the 1500s when the slaves came through. What God would allow women to get raped, children to be sold, men to be buck broken. Like this is what he know your God. You're a Christian, right? Your God knows past, present, future. So he already knew what was gonna happen before it happened. So you mean to tell me he allowed women to get raped, children to be raped,
Come on, brother.
Maybe
women
We
to
you have a
we
get?
live. We
misunderstanding.
live. You
That's what
gotta
he
say
chose.
violated.
No,
Something.
but maybe you have a misunderstanding of God.
Oh, I got a misunderstanding that your God know that don't he don't know past, present, and future. So your
No,
Christian God. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna let you talk. Does your God, as a Christian, know past, present, future?
by definition, God does know past, present, and
Okay,
future.
so he already knew that innocent women, innocent children, innocent men were going to be raped, murdered,
Brother, hey,
and
hey,
killed.
hey, Self, King Self. We
Yes, sir.
live. We live on 3 different
Oh,
platforms.
my bad. Oh, my bad. They don't want to know the truth.
Say
I apologize.
violated. Say
My bad.
violated or something,
Violated.
gang.
Yeah.
Come on, gang.
Violated,
I understand
violated
your
though.
point.
Hey,
Nigga,
you just
violated don't even explain it. You
look.
tripping? Violated is a lesser charge.
Hey, look.
Violated,
Listen,
nigga,
I
listen,
violated
understand your
don't
point.
even
listen,
explain
listen,
the shit
listen,
that they done our fucking people.
Yeah, we
listen.
understand your
You
point.
said the R word 3 times in less than
Okay, my bad. Okay, they didn't. Okay, they
Understand.
great. They great them.
nah, just say
Yeah, we understand your
violated,
point.
gang. Just say violated.
Okay,
We understand your point.
they violated them to where nobody on the planet. They violated them to where nobody on the planet would even think that this is human activities. Like, how can a human violate another human this way? So my thing is, if your God know past, present, and future, he already knew this was gonna happen. So he let it happen.
No, no.
Is that what you said?
God gave everybody free will, right?
Boy, stop it. Boy, shut, man, stop. Man, boy, y'all finna make boy
No, no. I'm just saying, God gave you free will, right?
free will
What
to do what? No,
to
you
do
don't have free
to do
will
good or
because
to do good or to
no,
do
you
evil? To
don't.
do good or to do
No,
evil?
no, because I'm gonna tell you, God, you don't have free will because
You
God
don't have free will.
hardened the heart. No, stop. Because God hardened the heart of Pharaoh. So if God hardened the heart of Pharaoh, God hardened the heart of him. He didn't have free will because God hardened the heart of the Pharaoh. So if he done that with Pharaoh, how you know he didn't do that with the slave master? He
Yeah,
hardened the heart of the slave master. He
yeah.
hardened the heart of Pharaoh, right? And that's what he said. That's what he told Moses.
Hmm.
Moses went up to him and say, he won't let my people go. And what God said, I know he won't. Because what? I hardened his heart. So God did that on purpose.
Yeah.
He
What's the
did it
brother?
on purpose.
What he's quoting? That is the
Yeah,
Quran.
Exodus, nigga, the Bible. Yeah, nigga, quote the Bible. Quote the Bible. What a quote. Hey, brother,
Hey, hold up, King
I'm
Self.
just.
Hold up, King Self. Go ahead. Lucky.
I'm just trying to add some context for the brother because he practices Christianity, right? So in the Quran, it say, what it's really quoting is the Quran standpoint on that story. It says, when Moses tried to reason and speak with the Pharaoh, it goes on. Jabril goes on to let Moses know that he is hard in his heart. He has set a seal on the eyes and heart and mind of the Pharaoh, so he'll be stuck in his ways. You know what I mean? There is no reasoning with him. He will be who
okay,
he is.
so if Pharaoh wanted to change, so if Pharaoh said, you know what, Moses, you right, brother. You right. I'm finna let your people go. Guess what God said? Guess what God said? Nah, I'm not gonna let you do it because I want to go through and punish you. I want to go through and create these acts. So I'm gonna harden your heart to make you say no. So you don't have free will. Stop with the free will. Don't come at me with free will no more. Because God has He said lying servants. He's done a lot. We got this in scripture. We got this in scripture. That your God has the ability to change the minds of people. So if he wanted to change the minds of the people that beat up Emmett Till, that beat him to a pope, he could have done it. If he
Mhm.
wanted to change the mind of Donald Trump right now, he can. But he chooses not to. You know why? You know why he doesn't? Because he's the creator of evil. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying that your God is not the creator of evil.
I'm not gonna tell you that, but yet
Yeah,
you
I know you're
still have
not.
not you have not convinced me. You have not convinced me that God took away Pharaoh's free will.
I'm not trying to convince you of nothing. All
But
I'm
you
doing is reading you scripture. When he told Moses,
understand.
yeah,
Understand.
I know he's not finna do this because I hardened his heart.
But you
I
just
don't
said,
need to convince you
then you
of
just say
nothing.
this. Then you just say this. You said God knows the past, the present, and the future, right?
No, I asked you a question and you said yes, he do.
I know, but you agree with that, then, right? God
No,
knows
I
that,
don't
right?
because I don't agree
You
with
don't.
your stupid
You
God.
don't. Yeah,
Bring it up
it's
I
again.
not.
don't agree with your dumbass God. I
I
don't. Your
understand. I
God is an
understand. But
idiot.
by definition, God has to know the past, the present, and the future,
That
right?
exactly. So
By
if he
definition.
know, so okay, okay. So
So
exactly. So
there's
you
absolutely
saying if
no
he knows
need
the
to.
past, present, and
There's the
future, that means he knows everything that's negative that's going to happen to
knowing
you,
that
and he
Build
can
it.
stop it.
Pharaoh would not agree to let the people go, right?
Yeah, he done it on purpose. He
That's what
done
I'm
it on
saying.
purpose.
God already knew that, though, right? By
Yeah. So he playing
definition.
the game with you, stupid. You can't see it, idiot.
There's
All
no
right,
game.
all right. Hold up, King Self.
There's no game. You just don't understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Uncle Ron.
I know. I
Hold
don't
up,
understand.
King Self. Hold up, King Self. Uncle Ron, we're gonna let you go, then we're gonna shoot it to Lucky.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So,
Mute your mic,
I
King Self, because I know you gonna say something. So just mute your mic. So
yeah yeah.
go
I
ahead,
understand.
Uncle Ron.
I understand the brother is trying to say that if God was real, there would be no bad things in the world. The sort of the hard problem of the problem of sin. But that does not prove that God does not exist. That just says that human beings have free will, and human beings will do whatever they desire to do. That does not disprove that God exists. I think that's a simplistic cop out. You can't disprove that God exists. And if you say that you can prove it by giving these types of examples, you're really only, kind of deluding yourself. At the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do because that's how we are made. That's how we are designed. We have free will because if God had made people without free will, then we wouldn't be human beings. We'd be something else. We'd be robots. And so you have to accept that. You have to accept that. You can't blame bad things on when bad things happen, blaming them on God. You can only blame them on people. And that's
I mean,
kind of the end
I
of what I
understand.
what I want to say.
Hold up, King Self.
Oh my bad. I wanted to respond.
Mute out for me.
All right.
Lucky, you want to go real quick? Not real
Yeah,
quick.
quick statement. Yeah, nah. I don't need all that extra dialogue shit. All right, so look, to use God's actions or inactions as evidence that there is no God is really unintelligent, bro. I mean, from the guy who starts the conversation off with all kinds of disrespectful things, calling people out their name, you really just made a fool of yourself.
That's it. All right. We got my boy in the building. What's up, humble?
What up, brother? How you doing? What's up to the panel? I heard the brother earlier. I'm not sure. I think that's Rand or Ben.
Ron,
Ron. Okay, my
Ron,
apologies.
right.
mute
Ron.
out, King Self.
Oh
Ron
my
said,
bad.
"Proven free will does not disprove God," and I think that is a ludicrous statement to make. And here's why I say that: if, mind you, we're not talking about just anything. We're talking about the we're talking about the omnipotence of everything, who supposedly have power and dominion over everything. And then you say, well, God created these people, or these, of course we call ourselves people, but these beings, these creatures. And then you say, well, God created these creatures with the ability to do as they please. If that were true, then why is there a standard for getting into heaven? Why is there a standard for getting closer to this God? Why do you have to enter a covenant with this God? If that was the case, if humans can do whatever they want, why do you got to enter a covenant? Why you got to get baptized? Why do you have to go and repent? Why? If this so all-powerful God, mind you, who overshadows what we call quote unquote evil, if this is the case, then how can we in the first place say this God is all powerful? If we got a billion people around the planet right now, just a billion, just an estimate, all praying for God to take away evil, then isn't it evident that when you wake up the next day and evil is still here, that God isn't real? Because if that God was real, and if that God do answer prayers, then that God would have taken away evil for the billion people who prayed for evil to be taken away. Oh, but religious people want to say, no, family, no, it don't work that way. This God. See, this is the issue I have when we put God under a critical microscope, the same as we put everything else. It's okay to put the Santa Claus under a microscope. It's okay to put the Tooth Fairy under a microscope. It's okay to put the Easter Bunny under a microscope. But when we start putting God under a microscope, now those rules don't apply to God. No, that's flim flam. All of the rules that we apply to everything else apply to God. How do we know God does not exist? Because if God existed and God is all good, family, God is all powerful, then God could diminish evil. And because God cannot diminish evil, we know God does not exist. Let me give y'all an example from the Bible, right? In Judges 1:19, God was able to drive out the inhabitants of the mountainside. But who couldn't he drive out, family? He couldn't drive out the people in the valleys with the chariots of iron. Why couldn't he drive them out? Because they had chariots of iron. What's God weakness? See, we're kids here all day with from these religious people. God is all powerful. God don't got no weakness. God ain't God. God is unparalleled to all. But then we read in the very words these people defend that God cannot drive out the inhabitants of the people of the valley because they had chariots of iron. What's their weakness? What's the God weakness, family? Chariots of
Them
iron.
swingers, them
So
swingers,
I'm
boy
gonna land
had
my
foes
plane with that,
on them
family.
cherry
I just
cake.
I
The
just
boy
want to
had them
flim flam.
foes.
Stop. I'm gonna land my plane with that.
Go ahead, King Self.
All I'm
Go
saying
swing
is,
it. Go swing
brother.
it back to Ron and Lucky after King Self.
All I'm saying is, bro, is that y'all be claiming a whole bunch of bullshit. Y'all niggas be you Christians. Y'all sit here and y'all act like this God gonna come through and do all this for you. Like the brother said, bro, y'all he couldn't even go through chariots of iron because them boys had them foes poking. That's what it was. That group came through. It was them H time niggas. They came through with them foes poking, and he ain't know what to do. He say them boy came through with chairs of iron. They were chairs of chrome, popping trunk on the boy with them foes poking. You know what I'm saying? Like the thing was out there. That's what it was. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't understand how you Christians be talking like y'all be is real. Like it's not. It really it's really not. And we can go tick for tack. We can go historical fact for historical fact. We can go, hey, we got things that's older than you. We can go that we got Mayat. We even got West African culture that's older than Christianity. We can go to the Sudan. We can go to Ethiopia. Our books are more than yours. African, even Christian African books got more than what you Christians talking about. And the Christianity that y'all follow about is from white folks. Y'all don't got a black folks Christianity.
Yeah.
Y'all Christianity come from white people.
Where does your language
I'm
come
a,
from?
what you mean? What my language?
You
What
speak English,
language?
right? You
I
speak
speak
English
English, of course. Why?
because
Why?
because of,
Why?
because
Hold on,
because
hold
of
on, hold
white
on, hold on,
folks.
hold on. You
Because of
asking
white
me why
folks.
I speak? I need to be asking you why you speak English. I know
Because of
why I
white
speak
folks.
English.
Because of white folks.
Exactly. I know
Okay.
why I speak. I know why I speak English because we got beat
Because of white folks.
and submissive to this. We
Yeah.
got beat, whipped, lynched. And let
But
me ask you this:
nobody's
do
beating you
you
now.
think it?
Nobody's beating you
Hold
now.
on, hold on. Let me ask you this. Hold on, let me ask you this. Do you think it was a blessing that white people found us and brought us to the transatlantic slave trade, or do you think it was a
No,
curse?
I don't think it was. I don't think it was a blessing.
Okay, so why you asking me about fucking English, nigga?
Because you're saying that you're saying that white people gave us Christianity. I'm
They
saying
did.
white people
How
gave you
you how
your.
you dodge that question though?
I'm not dodging your
That's a
question. I'm
great
saying what
question. Do you think
They
it was
did
a
give you
blessing
the
they gave you
that
Christianity
English.
white
that you
people put black
hold
people as
on. You don't
slaves?
follow
You guys are all
Ethiopian
over the place.
Christianity. You do not follow a Christianity, Ethiopian Christianity. You follow a
You
white
guys are
boy
you guys are all over the place.
Ethiopian
Hold
Christianity.
on, hey King Self, did you say was it a blessing or a curse or what you said at the end?
Yeah, I asked him was it a blessing or a curse that that
That's hold up. That's what he asked, Uncle Ron. He ain't. I thought he said was it a blessing or not, and you said no, it wasn't a blessing. So he said was it a blessing or a curse?
It wasn't a blessing. I answered the question. I said it was not a blessing.
so it had
No.
to be a curse.
No. When you say
It's
curse, what do
not
you
a
mean by
curse.
curse?
So Christian, hold
No.
on, hold on,
Is
hold
it a
on.
curse?
So
Is it a
Christian,
curse?
hold on, bro. So Christianity to black people in North America, it wasn't a curse.
Is it a curse? Is it a curse for you to be here today?
No, hold on, bro. That's not the question that I asked you,
That is the question you're asking.
bro.
That's
Don't ask
exactly
me
the
a question
question.
with a question. I just asked you. I said,
So
is
the
it
answer is
a
no.
fuck?
The answer is not a curse.
So it's not a
It's
curse.
no,
So
it's
we
not a curse.
blessed. So you mean to tell me we
I said it
blessed?
was not a blessing.
It's not a
a
what?
it's not a
Are we
a
blessed to be
yes
Christians
no.
in
It's
It's
not
not a
America?
a
Is
yes
it's
no
not
that
a
type
it's
question.
not an
I'm
either
saying
or job.
it's not either or. It's not either or. I'm just saying that
yeah? See,
it
that's
wasn't
where
a
you
good thing that
fucked up at.
we were uprooted from our homeland.
That's where
Since we're
you fucked
here,
up at, bro. Christianity is a curse to black people.
why is Christianity? That's like saying speaking English is a
Nigga,
curse to
fuck,
black
nigga. Okay,
people.
okay. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
I mean, this is
Yo, slave.
ridiculous.
Okay, I'm ask you. I'm gonna ask you
Why are
the
you asking me all the
easiest
questions
question.
for?
Okay, let
You're
me ask
asking
you
me.
this, and I'm gonna shut up. Let me ask
Okay,
you
I
this,
try to
and you
ask you
can ask
questions
me
you
all the
won't
questions you
answer.
want. Okay, let me ask you this question, and and you can ask me whatever you want. This is the last question I'm gonna ask you. Now, let me ask you this: if the slave master is praying to Jesus to keep us in slavery, to keep everything that he's going, and the slave is praying to Jesus, they praying to the same Jesus. The slave master and the slave is praying to the same Jesus to help them. One is praying to get them out of slavery. The other one is praying to keep them in slavery. Who is Jesus answering?
Neither. It's you have free will.
Boy, stop it.
Everybody has free will. What do you
Man,
mean
stop.
stop it? Why is there no more slavery today?
Nigga, he answering the white man, nigga, because the
Why is
white
it
man
why
got
is
our fucking foot, got his
why
fucking
why
goddamn foot still on our
why is
fucking
it
neck. Stupid. What the fuck
guys,
is
wait a
wrong with
minute.
No,
you,
King
dummy?
Seth,
Why is
don't
there
let
no
him
more
flim flam you
All
like
right,
that. He
why
I'm gonna
flim
why
go
flam
ahead.
why are
Go
you
himself.
ahead.
why are you why are you upset about this stuff? I mean, all
You
I'm saying
right.
is
He
that
asked me. This
you're not a
nigga really
slave today.
asked me why I'm upset. This nigga
You're
really
not a
asked
slave
me
today.
why the fuck I'm
Yeah, you're not a
upset.
slave.
Say,
You're not a
bro,
slave
I'm
today.
finna mute out
Yes.
because I'm really finna get
Go
the
ahead,
fuck upset.
mute out.
Cause he
Mute
playing
out. I
with
don't
me.
care. I
You
don't care.
right. I'm finna
Mute
mute
out.
out.
I don't
No,
care. Mute
King
out.
Seth. You you
But
you
you're not a
listen.
slave
You
today.
right on point, King Seth. You all on his head, King Seth.
No,
He can't
no, no,
answer
he's
none of
not.
the questions. He can't
I'm
answer
answering
none.
the
But
question.
yet, you see how disingenuous this brother is. He
What do you
say
mean?
that God is all powerful, right? And we know when you read the book you're either blessed by God, or if you're not blessed by God, what are you? You are cursed by God. It ain't no in between. How he come up here and just start inventing rules to the book? No, yo, where we do that at?
Humble. Question for you: do you have free will? Yes or no?
Ask it specifically. Do we have free will according to the
Do we?
Bible or
Yeah.
not? Is that
No.
what you
I'm
asking?
asking. I'm asking a general question. Do we have free will?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes, we have free will.
Okay, then. So you have free will.
But that's not because of God. That's because there is no
What?
God. If
What?
we had a God, we wouldn't have free will. Are you telling me? So watch this. This is how incoherent your argument is. Watch this. This is how incoherent your argument is. God created a group of people, right? The God over all these people created a group of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when he created these group of people, he didn't give them the knowledge of himself. So now how does that make sense? Here I am a God and I created you, but yet you don't even know who I am. You don't know who I am unless another man on earth tell you who I am. I don't come reveal myself to you. And then, not only that, there's other people on the planet that I allow to believe in other gods, although I'm the one true God. How that makes sense? How come in the Bible, when these people are worshiping other false gods, God come down and, hey, yo, yeah, go kill them because they worship a false God. But now in today's society, it's okay for everybody to
look,
worship
King
false
said, mute
gods.
that.
Now hold on. I just want to add to this, bro. I'm gonna be quiet. Then ain't your Bible say ye are gods? Did your Bible say that? Stupid. I'm gonna be quiet now.
Yeah. Okay. So getting back to Humble. Humble says that God didn't reveal himself to human beings. Why do you say this? Because God obviously created Adam and Eve, right?
No. Adam and Eve were not human beings. They were not real.
Okay. Nigga, you tripping, nigga. That's a myth. Nigga, ain't no
Can
fucking
we prove
Bible.
it? Listen,
Yes.
we got proof of Lucy. Hold on one second.
It's
We
clear.
got
It's
proof
clear
of
you guys don't.
Lucy. We
It's
got
clear you
proof
guys
of
don't believe in the Bible.
Homeopithecus.
So
Hold on one
why are
second.
you
Hold
having
on
this
one second. Watch
discussion?
this. Watch this. We have proof of Lucy. We have proof of Homeopithecus. We have proof of all the other homos. Where is Adam and Eve within that lineage of all of these different variety of speciations of humans? Where is Adam and Eve?
What do you mean? Where are they? You wouldn't have proof of them. They're
Get
long
out of
gone.
here, bro. Do you
They're
see the
long
flim
gone.
flam? Do you
What
see
are you
the flim
talking
flam?
about?
We got evidence of the first Homo sapiens on the planet, but yet we won't have proof of Adam and Eve. This is how you prove that his God is not real.
So
Because if his
Brother,
God was
so
real,
you
we would
believe.
the
have proof
story
So
is
that
stupid.
humans
The
were
story is
created.
stupid.
so you believe. So you believe that everybody
Man, your story is stupid.
came from Lucy, right?
Your story
Everybody
is
came from
stupid. But your
everybody came from
biblical
Lucy.
story from Genesis is stupid. None of
Mm-hmm.
that shit make fucking sense. Idiot box. None of that shit makes sense from Genesis. Okay, so you saying that okay, you had a 500-year-old man make a fucking boat that motherfucking three motherfuckers made. His son, both his sons, made a big ass boat that put every fucking animal on it. Nigga, what did the sloth? The sloth from South America. The sloth from South America. This is the slowest animal on the face of the fucking planet. So you mean to tell me that the sloth from South America crossed the fucking ocean, you dumb fuck,
How
to
incoherent
get
is
to a
that?
motherfucking boat? Like, nigga, stop playing with me, man. The penguin. Nigga, how did a penguin get from motherfucking Antarctica to fucking Israel, the desert? The
The
fucking desert,
ostrich.
nigga.
The ostrich. How the fuck the ostrich get over there?
Nigga, the kangaroo. Nigga, how the fuck did the
On the
kangaroo,
boat?
nigga, get from Australia? How the fuck did the kangaroo get
All right, all right, all right. Y'all stop killing these religious men, man. They
way to the
religious.
motherfucker?
Stop killing them with the religion, man. You feel
Hold
me?
I just
mute
want to
that.
know.
Hold on, King said, mute that.
You feel me? All that shit is just symbology, man. We all grown men. We know that shit ain't real. It's just symbology, man.
Hold on, man. Y'all in the water, man. Why y'all in the water, bro?
Nah. Ron think that is real. Ron think that's real.
Well, that shit is all
Yeah,
symbology. Or even when he was just asking the question, is when King Seth was just asking the question, like, is Christianity bad for black people? I mean, that's literally written in the Bible. The Bible tells you that we're gonna go into slavery, man, and we're gonna go into that land and we're gonna serve other gods that our fathers didn't know, foreign gods. And it describes those gods as wood and stone. And if you know wood, wood is what represents Christianity, the wooden cross that Jesus is on, the idol they worship, and then the stone, the black cobblestone of Islam. You feel me? Those are the two foreign religions, a European religion and a Arabian religion, foreign religions that black people serve right now. So King Seth are right. Both of those religions are curses to black people. We're not supposed to be doing those.
let's go. All
Hey, I
right, Uncle
second that.
Uncle Ron and Lucky. I know you got a gunshot, Lucky. So we're gonna let Uncle Ron go. Then Lucky, you can go.
Yeah. So just to humble again, I still don't understand his point about free will. He took me all around the world, and then finally said that yeah, we have free will, but he said, but it doesn't pertain to the Bible. I don't understand that. That's doesn't make sense. Non sequitur. But back to Chucky, I'm trying to understand what does he believe in. If he says that Christianity, if he says that Christianity and Islam are false,
Mhm. I said,
then
I actually said Western Christianity is the same thing. King Seth was saying is actually African Christianity that came before Rome. That's if any Christianity, that's what you should be practicing, not westernized Christianity.
yeah, what is you mean African Christianity out of off the
Ethiopia,
continent of Africa from Ethiopia?
from Ethiopia, yes.
Yeah.
That
So
is real Christianity if you're going to practice Christianity.
Let him know what you represent, Uncle Chucky.
Oh, I'm a
And
Boba Shanti priest of Rastafari. That's what I represent. I represent God Himself.
you represent God Himself.
God Himself,
go.
the last king of Ethiopia, crowned in 1930, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, conquering the tribe of Judah. All this stuff prophesied in the Bible, history, because the Bible is just a history book. People think it's fake, but the history came true. Feel me? And they can say the Bible is fake all you want to, but then you have to prove that the history that what happened in 1930 is false. That a man didn't come and was crowned King of Kings and Lord of Lords from the bloodline of David, because that really happened. So how can the Bible be fake?
All right, hold up, real quick, Uncle. Lucky. Go
Yo.
ahead, Chris. You got the flow, Chris.
All right.
Caught a straight shot. You got a couple. You got a couple strays.
Yeah, that shit's irrelevant, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like people have opinions. You're entitled to your your feelings. You're not entitled to opinions because you have to be informed to have an opinion. So look, check it out. When when the point is made or the stance is taken that there's no God because bad things happen. Well, okay. If there's a bad parent or a parent allows a child to become a drug addict, obese, make bad decisions, does the child not have a parent? That's a really that's not a good argument. Two, right? So to bring up the point like, oh well, hey, these religions of white men and whatnot, Africa's been around for, you know, thousands of years before. That is factual. But these Africans had gods too. You know what I'm saying? Like Islam doesn't take a stance that this is a new story. It's just bringing clarification to the story. So, like, you know what I mean? Again, using the actions or inactions of a God to prove that there is no God only solidifies that there's obviously something above us. There's something that created us. There's something beyond us. That's not within question. Do we understand it? Do we try to interpret it? I mean, coming from like not no knock on nobody, man, but these are just facts. People who can barely read, write, and use English properly, like use the language that they use on a regular basis. You don't know how to formulate your own opinions and ideas into a sentence, but you have this great understanding of a perplexing years old text, the history of mankind. And come on, bro. Stay within your bracket. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have an opinion. You can't You can't take your feelings and notions and ideals and state them as if they're definitive facts just because you're passionate about it. That's crazy. It's terrible conversations.
I
All right,
mean,
hold on, hold
not
on,
really
hold
to
on,
me,
hold on,
because I
hold on,
mean,
hold on, Uncle Jackie. Hold on, Uncle Jackie. Humble. Let's
yeah.
go.
I'm here. I'm here. So, number one, this brother committed an association fallacy. In the Bible, it literally tell you God's ways are not our ways. It literally tell you God's thoughts are not our thoughts. It literally lets you know that God is beyond any mere human. So then how do you try to associate humans with God? That right there is an association fallacy. Number two,
Nigga,
the
nigga,
absence
the
of
first, the
God.
first, hold
Hold
on,
on, mute
bro.
out, mute out, King
First of all,
Self.
I need
King
to get
Self,
number
mute out.
one. I need
King
to get
Self,
number
mute out.
one.
King Self, mute out.
Hold on.
All
The
right.
the absence of God activity within our natural realm is the disproof of God on his own. If everybody know in our natural realm, every action has a reaction. There's always a cause and effect, and we can measure both no matter what we talking about. Now, how come when it comes to this God, we can't measure the cause and effects of that? That's wild. That's ludicrous. So how do you try to make God a natural thing in one instance and then God a non-natural thing in the next instance? That's the law of non-contradiction. See, here in the natural realm, we literally follow a thing called the laws of logic. If it don't make sense, it's incoherent, therefore it does not exist. Your God is incoherent. Therefore, it does not exist because it does not make sense. It does not follow the laws of logic or the laws of physics on this plane of existence that we call reality. I land my plane with that, brother.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, brother, is that why do you have to have a God to be good? Why do you have to have a God to know that I don't need to fucking put motherfucking goddamn oil in water so the people can drink? We need drinking water. We need food. We need all that. Why do we have to have a damn
I mean, because human beings going to destroy
water?
themselves. That's why, because human
Why the
beings show you
fuck
over
do
and
you
over.
need a
Because human
book?
beings have shown you
Hold
over.
on, brother.
Human beings have shown you over and over again, without any real righteous example as
Hold
ahead of
on,
them.
bro.
They
Hold on,
eventually
bro. You
go
sound
into
like you
evil and destroy
underwater.
themselves. That's what they do every single time. History has
It
shown you
sound
that.
like you underwater. It sound like you underwater. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that, nigga, I walk my eye. I walk my eye. I live my eye. You know what I'm saying? This is what I live by. I don't pollute the water. When I go fishing and I fish on a daily basis. I don't put pollutants in the water. Why would I pollute the water that I know I gotta drink? You niggas shouldn't have to have a fucking Bible or a fucking book to even understand that the earth, the land, the water, the air, it don't need to be polluted. You need a book to tell you not to do that. You need a
But
book to
but
tell
I
you
mean,
not to rape a woman.
No, you
King
don't need a
Seth,
book.
King
You
Seth,
don't need that.
King Seth, you really can't say that. Say you walk my art and you got
I
42
can hear
laws,
this
and
nigga's
then look at
water,
everybody else
brother.
and say they need a book because you needed
This
42
nigga
laws to walk
underwater.
my art. You needed 42 laws, King Seth.
All right,
You're not walking by my art by living in nature and observing and doing that. You read it from a book.
all right. Hold up, real quick.
I gotta leave out, bro,
Hold
because
up,
I'm
King
hearing
Steph.
nothing but
Hold
water.
up, Steph. Mute
I'm
out
hearing
for me.
nothing but
King Steph,
they
mute out
sound
for
like
me.
Smurfs. They sound like Smurfs to me. So I'm gonna exit out, bro, and I'm gonna come back in.
All right, all right.
But
Go ahead, Ron.
I was saying that um, King Seth is making a very bad premise. Nobody's saying that you need a book to know what's right or wrong. Nobody's saying that at all. In fact, there were humans on the planet before the books were even written, and they understood how to do what was right and what was wrong. So I think the point he was that he thought he was making was just false. And at the end of the day, the reason we have these books is because that's what human beings decided to do over time. They decided to codify their belief systems. It's just that simple. And you can accept it or not accept it, but that's what human beings do, and that's what they do. That's what we still do today. We write things down. So yeah, I think he was making a very bad assumption about needing a book to know what to do in terms of right or wrong. Nobody even made that assumption.
Go ahead, Chris.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the concept of God? If there's no God or you don't believe in gods, why would you take a philosophy or ideology of a God? Again, this is what I mean by saying like you can have a feeling, you can have an opinion, but your feelings are not facts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be able to formulate your thoughts and your ideas streamlined. Like, bro, that's hypocrisy. That makes no sense. We all understand, no matter how much of an atheist or anti-theist position you can take, there are things beyond our understanding. There are things in work that we cannot measure. To say that everything is measurable, that's crazy. Science doesn't even support that. There are a bunch of things that we cannot measure. We know they exist. We don't have any clue about them. The foundation of quantum physics is that we don't know nothing. And the more that we know we don't know enough. So it's like man, bro, like people who subscribe to religions or ideologies, philosophies, there are people attempting to grab understanding of what it is to refute that because it doesn't line up with your interpretation of the world. It's ignorant. It's asinine, bro. Is of low quality. You know what I'm saying? To say like even when you take a position that oh hey I fish and I don't pollute the earth and like bro you came on the stream with pollution out your mouth, bad energy, disrespect, like negative, like literally hating people. You don't even understand what's going on. You was just triggered. And to move at emotion is not only is it bad, it's unbecoming of a man. But you subscribe to a philosophy, I should take after your thought. I should follow your way.
So I
It's
shouldn't.
crazy.
I shouldn't think of. So I shouldn't think of my fellow man. So I shouldn't think of my fellow. I mean the earth. So I shouldn't think of the
Hold
fellow
up, King
things that
Self.
I made. Is that
Hold up,
what you're
King Self.
saying?
Hold up, King Self. Umbu, you there?
Yep, I'm right here. I'm just waiting for my turn, Brody.
Yeah, it's on you. You responded to Ron, Chucky, and Lucky.
All right. First off, family, life is based off survival, right? That's a basic application of life. That's a basic application of existence. So when people talk about, man, humans going to F everything up, humans are going to survive the best way they know how, right? Survival of the fittest. When we look at nature, that's what we see, survival of the fittest. Everybody don't make it. That's how life goes. Just because we humans, we don't get no special treatment, right? Um, Another thing, humans are born instinctively. Babies are born instinctively wanting to feed. They're born instinctively wanting to breathe. They're born instinctively hearing. They're not born instinctively knowing about an Abrahamic God. That have to be taught to them later in life, right? Um, when we talk about the ancient times, right? I heard the brother up here earlier talking about my eye. Ain't that's a god? No, my eye is not a god. My eye is literally the order of things in the universe. That thing that we call order, that is what they identified as my eye. They didn't identify my eye as a god. But let's go back to the ancient people. The ancient people operated off the land. They were natural people. They wasn't sitting up there, okay, should I go God? Should I go north, south, east, or west today? No. If they found plentiful, fertile soil, they settled. If they didn't, they traveled until they settled. How do you think the migration to the Nile happened? The Sahara dried up, went through a climate change. The people that was there migrated towards the Nile. People are always going to find a way to survive. You don't need a God for that. And last point, right? The brother said, we don't know everything. We can't measure everything, da-da-da. That's a fact, right? Nobody should ever claim that we know everything or we have measured everything or no. But we're continuously learning, right? However, we do know enough that we know that God didn't create the universe. We do know enough about life to know that God didn't create human beings. You feel me? And so we also know enough, right, that this Abrahamic God wasn't always in existence. There was a time period that this Abrahamic God came into existence. So how can this be the one true God when this God itself is a God that came into existence by man? And I land my plane with that, family. Thank y'all for allowing me to speak.
I like that, humble. I'm gonna clean that up for you a little bit. With the baby, you were saying the baby ain't don't need to learn a Abrahamic faith. You're right about that. A baby don't need to learn nothing because the baby coming out innocent already. A baby already holy and the closest thing to God. That's what we call babies innocent. You feel me? They don't know nothing about race. They don't know nothing about nothing that the bullshit the world is teaching you about. You feel me? So a baby is the closest thing to God already. You feel me? You leave a baby in his natural environment, it's gonna stay godly and holy. It's the world that corrupts. So there's no need for a baby to learn anything because it's already godly in the state that it came out of. That's the first thing. Now, with the Abrahamic God, I just want you to understand, like, I know you be on that Western Christian stuff, but there is no God in the Bible. The God that they're talking about in the Bible is the energy source called the universe. So when you say the God, there was a God before, nah, because the universe created everything. That is the God that they're talking about. That was from the beginning. The universe that created everything. There's no manifestation of God in the flesh until the end. So all when you're reading through the Bible, there's no God doing anything. It's just men. So that's why it's confusing y'all a little bit when y'all saying there's some God coming down and pushing his fingers in something. No, there's no God pushing his fingers in anything. You see, God is just giving you warnings. The person they call God in the Bible. Like y'all were saying about free will, there's plenty of free will in the Bible. Because all throughout the Bible, God is warning you, warning you, warning you. And then, if you do this, this is going to happen. If you do this, this is going to happen. If you don't do this, this is going to happen. He's giving you free will, and he's also giving you the education to know good from bad, to let you know if you do this, this is going to happen in your future. All of that is free will. I'll land my plane there.
So, brother, I think you
Just
misunderstood my position, and I just want to clear something. Y'all not gonna be long. I'm a naturalist. I don't believe in gods. That's outside of the realm of my spectrum. I don't deal with no gods, no angels, no devils, no demons, no none of that.
Thanks, man. None of that shit is real. None of it.
yeah, we
I, I,
no,
I'll,
we
ask,
understand.
I'll ask you this if you're a naturalist then. So is man God then?
No,
Yeah,
man is not
because we
God.
create life.
No,
Man
no,
and
no.
woman
So
is
here's my
God.
issue. So hold on
Man,
one second.
other shit
One
So
is
thing.
irrelevant.
hold on, Seth. Hold on, King Seth. I'm gonna answer it right, nice and sweet. So the reason I would say no, man is not God is because God holds a divine connotation. So when you say the word God, you're talking about omnipotence, omnipresence, something that's otherworldly. We are very fleshly and worldly. So we can't put that on ourselves. If now what I will
This brother
adhere to
smart, man. I
is
like this
that
man.
we are
This
one
brother
of the
smart.
most advanced species on this planet. I will adhere to that.
Let's say
This brother
I'll say we cover everything except for what you said about we're off planet. You feel me? I mean, you can call us off planet because we're created from the same materials as the stars in the universe. So you can call us off planet at the same time. You can say we're everywhere because man is all over the planet. You feel me? It's the same thing. That's why I asked you if you know man is
No.
God. If
So
man is God, because you say you're a naturalist, that means you're dealing with nature. And at the
right.
let
same
me
time, man is part of nature, but man is the supreme apex of nature. So in
are
your
you
view,
telling
should the
me that
man should
man
the
and
man be
woman are not
at
God?
say that again?
No, Because
Are you
so
telling me
right
that
now
man
you're
and woman
making
are
a
not
conflation
God?
fallacy. Hold on one second, Seth. So right now you're making a conflation fallacy.
Man,
You're
be quiet.
conflating
I'm
an
on mute.
individual with a group of people, right? So a group of people is everywhere. So yeah, as people, are we omniscient? Yes, because people are everywhere, right? But as an individual, no, you're not omnipresent. I'm not omnipresent. Nobody on this panel is omnipresent. You see what I'm saying? So as an individual, no, I cannot call man God.
Well, like I said,
Yeah,
the omnipresent thing, that's a spiritual thing. And like I said, I'm not thinking of it like in the European way of a man's one man seeing everything. I'm seeing it like as what I'm saying, like the Bible says, all of us are one in creation. All of us have the same spirit, and man is all over the world. That's what they mean by God is omnipotent. I don't think of it as no fairy tale like one man that can see all over the world. You feel me? I don't believe in European fairy tales. I look at it in common sense things. But
Yeah.
that's the only reason I asked you that, because, like you say, you're a naturalist, and just like I said, I'm basically a naturalist being a Rasta, and like we know, man is God because we are the apex of creation. That's why we are God. There's nothing above us. There's no ghost. There's nothing coming out of the sky. Man is the one that dies. Man is the one that creates on this planet. He is the God.
Just a question for Humble. He said there are a few things that we do know. I think one of the things you said we know is that God did not create the universe. How do we know that?
We know God did not create the universe because we know that this universe came into existence by way of something that we call the Big Bang Theory. How the Big Bang Theory works, and very practical, right? When you take space, right, and gravity, and you condense it down infinitely small, right? All of that pressure have to go somewhere. So at a certain point, it expanded. When it expanded and exploded, right, here came into existence particles, right, energy, right, and with particles and energy into existence, which particles and energy are one and the same thing, matter and energy are interchangeable, but when that came into existence, the relation between the two created something called distance and time. So we know this. This is people like to talk down on the word theory, right? But it's only because they don't know what a scientific theory is, which means it have to be backed up by observable facts and proof. So we know enough about the universe that we know a God didn't create that. We do you know that there's satellites in space right now watching clusters of suns and nebulas being born. So
So you're
we
saying
know ain't no God bringing no nebula into reality.
so you're saying something came from nothing.
No. You consider space nothing? No.
Empty space.
What I am saying is one form of existence came from another form of existence. That's what I am saying.
So you're saying that the universe just popped out of space then?
No. What I'm saying is this
So is
universe.
the universe expanding into space? Back into space? What is the universe expanding into then? Space, that same space that it came out of?
No, what? First off, that's not you're ho. So clearly you don't understand how science works. So
I
not
think I
even
do.
science, you
I
don't
think I
even
do.
understand how the universe works. Hold on, let's slow this down real fast. Hold on, Ron. Let's slow this down.
There's
So
no such thing as nothing. There's no such thing
what
as
we know
nothing.
for a fact is there was something here before our universe got here. How do we know that? Because we know that there were stars and galaxies and things before ours got here. Ours had to
Facts.
form. And so
Facts.
ours didn't form just out of a vacuum. No, ours formed out of other star clouds and dust. How did they form?
Facts.
Do you know when we look through telescopes, we're just not looking at light. We're looking at light
My brother.
traveling through millions and millions of miles. So we're literally looking through time when we're looking in space. So, because we understand that this universe took billions of years to come into the realm
There's
of
no such
existence that
thing
it
as
is now,
nothing.
but that does not mean that the existence itself was not already here. See, if you knew anything about thermodynamics, you'll know that the first law of thermodynamics is energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change state to state, which means there had to be a form of energy here before this universe. It was just in a different state.
That boy talking that shit. Keep talking that shit.
Let me
Keep
land
talking
my
that
plane,
shit,
man. I
man.
appreciate y'all. I
Keep talking
appreciate
So,
it.
that
so again,
shit.
so again, there was time.
There's no such thing as nothing, bro. There's no such thing as nothing,
what do you mean? There's
Shout
no
out
such
to
thing
brother
as nothing.
Quantum in the comments. I see you, bro.
But
bruh.
the question again to Humble is that so there was a time zero then.
No,
According to
it was not.
what we can measure and we can observe, yes, there
Yeah,
was a
it's
time zero.
nothing. But we know
But
nothing.
that
We know
time zero
nothing.
is not nothing. That was just the existence before this existence.
There you
Existence
go.
can only do one thing: exist.
There you
So there was
go.
time. So there
God
was
damn
time.
it.
There was time before our time. Before this time, there was a time before this
Yes,
time.
it was. Yes, it
Yes.
was.
There's no proof of anything like that. What you're saying?
So what we're
I
talking
mean,
about, so time
because
out.
we
Let me
can't
bring
we
this down
can't
to the
measure
earthly.
that.
Hold on, King Seth. Hold on, King Seth. Let me bring this down to the earthly for you, right? There was a time on this planet before recorded history. Do we just now say none of that unrecorded history exists? No, it still exists. It was just a time on this planet before there was a thing called writing. Like, I don't
Nigga, we had
understand what you missing.
dinosaurs.
So
They
how old is
had
the
There was
universe?
a
dinosaurs
time
on
in
there.
the galaxy.
How old is the
There was a
universe?
time in the galaxy where our observable universe did not look like this.
How old is the universe?
Exactly.
How old is
But
the
no, hold
universe?
on. Hold on. We
Let
have
him answer. Let him
dinosaurs.
answer. Let him answer.
Bro,
How
we
old is the
have
universe?
dinosaurs, bro.
I understand, but how old is the universe?
How
Okay.
old is the universe?
Yes.
We don't know. You can't age that.
What?
Stupid.
Hey, we say
I thought you
what?
guys understood science.
Two,
How
three,
old is the
400
universe?
billion years?
No, it's
Bro,
According
but
13.8
to
we
them,
billion. It's 13.8 billion. I thought you guys knew
13.8
science.
billion.
I thought you guys knew science.
bro, no, that's wrong because nobody can measure that. Nobody can measure that, bro. We have, you know how many
13.8 billion.
galaxies he is in space? You know how many fucking galaxies?
I
Niggas
don't
talking
know,
about a
billions,
million
trillions,
galaxies
billions and trillions. Who
with
knows?
different. Bro, listen to me, bro. What the brother is saying is correct. The
He's
brother
wrong.
is killing you. No, he's
No, he's not.
correct
How
because
old is the
you
universe?
have
How old is
different galaxies,
humble?
different.
How old
You
is
have different
how old is the
galaxies,
universe?
bro.
How old is
Different
the universe?
stars,
Humble. Humble. How old is the universe?
different times, different everything, bro. In those
How
galaxies,
old is the how old is the universe? Humble.
Billions
How
of
old
we
is
don't
years old.
know.
Billions of years old.
one of you guys is saying billions, and you're
You,
saying you don't
we
know. Which
can't
one
put a
is it?
number on that, bro. He's saying billions, but
So
it's
so here's
billions
the
of years
thing.
old
So here's the
to where
thing.
we can't even time that.
So real fast, King Seth. Let me
What
put
does
this in
science
perspective
say?
for him.
What
Let
does
me put
science
this
Go
in
say? I'm
ahead,
asking
brother.
let
you a
me put this in
question.
perspective for him because science doesn't say anything because science don't work in absolutes. What
It says
science says is our
13.8 billion.
observable universe, what we can observe, is 13.5 billion years old. But that's what we can observe. It's not talking about the part that we cannot observe of our universe. We don't know how old that is. So when you ask me, well, how old is our universe? I'm taking into consideration all of our universe, not just the observable universe. We know just the observable universe of what we can measure right now and what we say is about 13.5 billion years old. But there's parts of our universe that is not observed. We don't know how old that is. So
Fact,
it is billions of years old, according to
It
science. Now,
is
if you want to try to get correct in 13.5, that's an estimate. That's not a that's not an absolute. That's an estimate.
facts, facts, facts. He's correct,
no.
bro.
The science says that the universe period is
But
approximately
sure, but
13.8
you're a
billion.
Christian. You're
So
a
so
Christian. You're a
no.
Christian. If you're a Christian, then your whole shit is a fucking lie. And we can prove it. Your whole shit is a lie.
Why are you changing the subject? I'm asking you. You got. We were talking about time. We're talking about time, space. Now you're back
Oh
on
man, because I
Christianity.
thought you was a Christian.
Yeah. Don't think that. Just listen.
Okay.
Just listen. So
You're a
humble is
Christian,
saying. Humble is
also
saying.
Muslim.
Quiet.
This
Hey
shit's
man.
fake.
Quiet.
Whatever
Quiet.
religion
Let me
you got is
talk.
fake and it's a lie.
I understand. I understand. Everything is fake.
No, your religion
I
is a
understand.
lie. It's not fake.
Man, be quiet. Let me talk to Humble here. Humble,
Okay, I got you. My bad. I apologize.
Humble. So you're saying that only the observable universe is 13 billion, 13.5 billion.
No, that's not what he's saying.
No, okay.
He's saying that's what
So
we
when you go
measured
back,
Yes,
so far.
I'm
when you go
saying
back,
what
when
we
you go
can
back in
infer.
time, I'm
Hold
saying there's
on,
a
hold on.
I'm
Let me
saying there's a
repeat
time
it. Let me
zero, right?
repeat it. Let me
There must
repeat
be a
it.
time zero.
Let me repeat it. Hold on. What I am saying is what we can infer by what we can observe. We can only give you 13.5 billion years.
Literally what the man said.
We cannot observe the unobservable part of our universe. That light hasn't reached us yet. So in that regard, we don't know how old our universe is. This is why science doesn't work in absolutes, because they might find light that's older than the oldest light that they are saying that's 13.5 billion years.
So if
I
it
like this
So
doesn't
video.
why is science saying
I like
that the
this
universe
video.
is
This nigga
13.8
going
billion?
off.
But
That's not
anyway,
what science is saying. Science is making an estimate. Do you know what the word estimate means?
yeah, I understand what estimate. I understand it's
Okay,
estimating.
so according to the oldest light that we can measure, it comes from 13.5 billion light years away from us. That's the furthest. Now, there's something further than that. I'm sure you understand that, right?
How do you
We
why are
just
you
can't
saying that?
observe
Why are you
it.
saying that when science doesn't say that?
yeah,
No, science does say that because science
No,
says
science
space
Can't
is
doesn't say
observe.
that.
Can I
expanding,
share my
not
hold up?
You guys are
contracting.
making this up. You guys are
Space
making
is
stuff up.
expanding. It's expanding.
So if you go
So
back
therefore,
13.8
therefore we
billion,
can age it.
wait a minute. When you go back 13.8 billion years, you get to time zero, right?
Bro, space is expanding.
I,
From our
what are you talking
perspective,
about? Everybody
space is
understands this.
expanding.
Everybody knows this. But when you go back to time zero, you guys are saying there was something before that time. There was time before that time.
We don't know.
There
You
was
just
an
said it.
observable. There was an
Humble just said there
observable.
was. He said there was time
Listen,
before the time.
listen, Ron. Listen.
I'm listening.
What
I'm
I
listening.
just said out my mouth, right before I said all the other stuff, was there was an observable existence. Unobservable existence. I'm gonna say it again. There was an unobservable existence before this existence that we can observe. Existence can only do one thing, and that is exist. That's what I said.
So again, you're saying there was time before this time. Then
We don't know. We don't know. That's the thing.
there was none.
We don't
Is time and
know.
existence the same thing, family? Let me ask the people. Let me ask the family real fast. Family, is
Why do you need
time and
help?
existence the same thing?
It's time and existence, the same thing. I say with
No,
me, I
time
don't
and
say I
existence
don't
is not the
know.
No,
same
I don't
thing.
no,
say
it's
I don't
no, it's not the
know.
No,
same
they're
thing
not the same.
because
So if I
existence has
say,
no
hold on one
time.
second. Hold on one second. So if I say there was an existence before this existence, right? That's not the same thing as saying there was a time before this time. No,
Facts.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there was
You
an
said it though.
existing
You
thing
already said it.
before this existing thing.
I asked you explicitly, was there a time before this? And you said yes, there was. And then you gave me the example, rather crazy example, of
Because
about human beings being on the planet before written history was done. You said exactly that there was time before this,
you don't think you
before
don't,
the start of before the start of the universe. You said that.
bro.
Let me just go ahead and say that I made a mistake. There
No,
was
I
no
didn't make a
time.
mistake.
And then
My
once you
thing,
admit that
no,
when you
I'm
admit
gonna
that you
say
made
it
a
like
mistake,
this.
then when you
Now
say when
watch
you admit,
this. Now
wait,
watch this.
hang
Watch how
on,
I
let me
cut his
finish.
head
Let me
off.
finish.
Watch how I cut his head off.
Why are you trying to cut me off for? Let me stop. Let me finish.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you said that I made a mistake, there was no time before the existence of the universe. Then you have to admit that something did not come from nothing.
No, because what
Okay,
you're
okay,
saying
okay.
is
I give up
nothing.
then. I
So
give up.
so so I see where your incoherent logic lays at, right? You're saying you're trying to get me to admit that something came from nothing. The very
No,
thing that you're
I'm not trying to get
calling
you to admit
nothing
anything.
is actually something. There
What is
is
There
that
no
you
such
something?
go.
thing as
There
What
something.
is
you
that
go.
something?
That nigga said this,
There's
bro.
no
That
such
nigga
thing
said the
as
key word, bro.
nothing.
What is that
Nothing
something? What
does
is that
not
something?
exist. By its own definition, no thing can exist.
What is that
So
thing? What is that
Exactly.
something?
for hold on. For something to be a thing, It had to already exist.
What
What
is
did
that
I say
something?
Exactly.
earlier?
Not
There's
Existence
no
can
such
only be
thing.
one thing, and that's exist.
I'm asking you, what is that
There's no
something?
We're
such thing
dealing
as
with
nothing.
existence and we're dealing with time. Time is a consequence of
Of
these
what?
events happening.
But
I
you just
like
said there
this
was
The
time
nigga.
only
before the Big
reason
Bang.
we know of a thing called time is because we can measure something. Can
Okay,
we measure?
well,
Hold on one second. Can we measure the events that took place before the observable universe? No. So then why will we say, okay, well, that time and this time and that time was before this time? We don't know.
you said that, not me. You said there was time before this
Yo,
time.
this
You
guy
said
turn.
that.
Bro, you don't know, bro. You're a Christian. You
I,
believe in a nigga from
stop, stop,
2,000 years
stop. We're not
ago.
talking about.
Crazy?
We're talking about science now. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about science
Nah, you
now.
ain't talking about no science. You talking about your
Yes, we are
Bible.
talking about science. And humble can't even admit that he was wrong about time existing
Because
before
he's
the
not
Big Bang.
wrong. He's not wrong.
You're
He's
saying there's
correct.
time before the Big Bang too? Are you saying that too?
Yes.
Humble, you're
It,
humble.
it was time before all that, bro. What the fuck is you talking about?
This guy's terrible, man.
There was
So you
time
mean to
before the
tell me?
Big
So you mean
Bang.
to tell
I'm gonna
me
put it to you
before
like
the
this,
hold on,
Ron.
hold
I'm
on.
gonna put it to
So
you
you
like
mean
this.
to
Hold
tell
on,
me
King
before
Seth.
the Big
Hold on,
Bang
King Seth.
theory
Let
it
me put
was
this to bed.
nothing?
Hold
There's
on,
no
King
such
Seth. Let me
thing
put
as
this to bed real
nothing.
fast. I'm gonna give it to you like this, Ron. There was always something that existed. There was never a time where existence did not exist.
What
I
was that
put it to
Facts.
you
something?
like that.
What was that something?
We don't know. Stupid.
You said, what was that something?
Yeah, what
Energy.
was that something?
You don't know the first law of thermodynamics. What's the first
There,
law of thermodynamics, Ron?
there was no
What's the first law of thermodynamics, Ron?
the energy.
Damn.
Energy can't be created nor destroyed. But you
Okay,
can't.
so if energy cannot be created, then what does that mean? That mean it must have been always here if it was never created.
Exactly.
We're talking about the energy of this
Let,
Matter of fact,
universe.
time out, time out.
We're
That
talking about the
cuts
energy
your
of this
God right
universe.
there. That
No,
the first law
it
of
killed him right there. It was
thermodynamics
already
cuts
we're talking
your
left.
about the
God right there.
energy. We're talking
Because
about the energy in
energy
this
could not
universe.
be created or destroyed. It can only transmute from state to state. And so if your God is so much of a powerful
We're
creator
talking
God, then
science.
why
Stop
didn't
talking
it
about
create
God.
energy?
We're talking science. We're talking science now.
That's
So the
why I
first,
believe. That's why
so
I
we
believe
so
in motherfucking
we both understand the
reincarnation.
first laws of
So,
thermodynamics, right?
so, so listen. What did
We
I
both
say earlier,
understand
King
that.
Seth? Hold on, Ron. I'm gonna land my plane with this, and you got it. What did I say earlier, King Seth? We know,
I
we
forgot.
know
I'm
more.
not
We
gonna lie,
know.
brother.
Hold on one second. I said
That's
we
why I
know enough
believe in. That's
about the
why I believe
universe. Hold
in.
on, watch this, King Seth. We know enough about the universe to know God did not create the universe, right? Why did I say
Facts.
that? The first law of thermodynamics literally states energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only
Exactly.
transmute from state to state, right? Now,
Exactly.
why,
Yes.
why is that important? Because we know energy is where the universe came from, not God.
So
My God.
energy. So there was energy
Energy. That's why
before.
I
There was
believe in
energy.
energy. That's why I
So
believe when
13.
y'all say a soul.
I
Hold on,
understand. I
bro.
understand.
Hold on, bro. That's why when I say y'all say a soul, I believe a soul is energy. It's not a fucking
Okay.
soul because
Okay, that's fine.
the energy of your life cannot
That's
be
fine.
created nor destroyed. So
That's
what does
fine.
that soul have to go to? It has to go to another energy source, which is what a body. So that's why I
So you
believe
believe in
in. That's why I
reincarnation.
believe in reincarnation. I
Okay, that's
believe
fine.
that if whatever you are, whatever the person that you are, I mean, don't get me wrong, you might be a baby or something, but I believe if you a fuck ass nigga, your ass might become back a cockroach or something and get stepped on. But your energy is extinguished because you get stepped on, but that energy still goes
Yeah,
somewhere else.
I mean,
You
that's
know what I'm
fine.
saying? That's a
I never
belief.
knock.
I can't
I
prove
never
a
knock.
belief.
No, that's your religion. I don't knock your religion.
No,
But
it's not
anyway,
a religion. It's
the,
just a
the religion
belief.
that believe
I
in
just believe
reincarnation.
it.
The religions that believe in reincarnation. That's not front here. But getting back to this whole thing about energy. So, so let me see if I understand what Humble is saying. Humble is saying that
No,
all
Humble
of
is
this.
right. He's correct.
I well, no,
The
Humble is
brother
wrong.
is correct. You can't. You.
Stop
There's
trying to
nothing that you
stop trying
can
to make him
say
right.
that's
Stop trying to
gonna
make him
make
right
him
by saying
say
he's
that
right.
he's wrong.
Wait a minute. I'm just trying to let me make my point. Stop trying to say he's right when you don't even know what I'm getting ready to say. I'm just saying that
Okay, go ahead.
Humble is saying this is a question. Humble, are you saying that all the energy in this universe At one point in time, it was condensed down to this singularity, right? That's what I think that's what they call it in physics, right? The
Don't put
singularity.
words in the brother mouth.
No. I'm saying this. It was condensed down into a singularity. I'm asking him if that's correct. Is that correct, Humble? Is that what you're saying? It was condensed into a singularity. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so before that singularity, outside of that singularity, there was all of this other energy,
Yeah.
and all of that energy somehow caused this singularity to explode. You know, metaphorically speaking.
The
And
same
that
way
energy,
we see
and that
galaxies are
energy,
born.
and that energy was that all the energy around the singularity was transferred into the singularity. That's what you're saying.
See what you're trying to do. See,
No,
here's
I'm
the issue.
asking a
Again,
question. I'm trying to
right,
understand. Is that
right.
what you're
But
saying?
okay, okay, you're trying to understand. So now let me help you out. See
Okay.
what where you're failing to understand this at, right? Is this universe came into existence the same way we observe um galaxies come into existence, right? What happens when galaxies come into existence? That means a black hole collapsed. When a black hole collapse, right? It don't just stay collapsed, it explodes outward. All that energy condensed, it explodes outward. When it does that, right, what happens? Galactic clouds start to form. Out of those galactic clouds come stars. Out of those stars, right, around those stars, the stars of the gravitation, the stars of the gravity of the stars start to clump around certain bodies and certain gases, right? What do they start to do? Orbit the star.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is how this universe came into being,
So this
right?
universe came into being. So let me see if I understand.
Gravity. Hold on. Something collapsed, right, with immense pressure, and then it was released. When it was released, just like two particles, right, in a particle collider, right? When it collide two particles, what happens? A bunch of other particles come from that. So when this released, right, a bunch of other particles came from that. This is how the matter of fact, I shouldn't even the particle collider. Are you familiar with even what that is? The
You mean like, yeah, you mean
hadron
like,
particle collider. You know what
yeah, you
that
mean
is,
like
right?
CERN? Yeah, like CERN. Yeah. Okay.
CERN, right. So you know that's how we know how the universe came into being. This is how we know, right? When you get great dents of pressure and then it explodes, this is how we know out of that explosion come new particles and quarks and new ways that electrons go. They do this. They are literally in laboratories right now making mini universes. I don't know why you think that this
So,
is just some insert thing. There's not God in the laboratory making universes. It's human beings literally in a laboratory making mini
yeah,
universes.
yeah. So
So
there.
this is literally something that is scientifically reproducible.
Yeah. So in the laboratory at CERN, at the um, hadron collider, they are accelerating particles, right, at speeds close to the speeds close to the speed of light. Is that right? That's right, right?
Yes.
And then they collide, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the singularity, what was it that collided into that singularity?
Energy collapsed.
Energy collapse. But so where's that?
You,
What is
you
that?
don't
There's no
you don't
energy. There was no energy. All the energy we know in this universe came from that singularity.
energy cannot be created. So if energy can't be created, I don't know why you keep forgetting that. Energy cannot be created. So if energy cannot be created, that means that energy was here even before that singularity.
So at
You
the
think
sing,
our Big Bang?
so
So
within that,
so time out. This is the issue I think you're missing, right? You think our Big Bang is the only Big Bang that ever happened. That's not how that works. Our Big Bang is just an event of something that happened that we as humans are aware of to be able to observe and say, okay, this is what happened. But many events in existence happen this way. Do you
what do
not
you
know how an ecosystem is born?
What are you talking about? I mean, you're making stuff up now, right? You're saying that there are other Big Bangs out there.
bro.
You're
So
making
so
stuff up.
so so you don't know. So you don't know that
You
we
don't
just
either.
sat here and talked. Hold on one second. We just sat here and talked about how CERN, right, are literally making many galaxies,
They're
right?
not making
And then we
galaxies.
just before that, hold on. Before that, we just sat here and talked about how in telescopes, looking through telescopes, they can see galaxies being born. And so now you're like, oh, well, this only happened one. We could see it happening around us all the time.
CERN, they're not making galaxies in CERN. What are you talking about? You're making that up. And you're seeing
Okay,
galaxies
so let me
form.
be,
You're seeing galaxies form. If
let
you're
me be
seeing
more
galaxies form
precise.
now, if you're
Let
seeing
me be,
galaxies
hold on one
form,
second. Hold
why I
on, let
gotta
me be
hold on
really
when I'm talking?
precise.
Why I gotta hold on when I'm
Go
talking?
ahead,
Let me
go
finish.
ahead. You're right, go ahead.
If we're seeing galaxies forming based on the Webb telescope and all these other telescopes we have out there, we're seeing galaxies forming out in the further regions of the universe. That's just because how things are. That's a byproduct of the Big Bang, right? That's a byproduct of it. I mean, just like our galaxy, it's a byproduct of the Big Bang. You agree with that
Is
or
what
not?
a byproduct is what a byproduct of the
Galaxy,
Big Bang.
galaxies forming.
Galaxy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
galaxies forming. Yeah,
yeah,
so there's nothing unusual or odd about that, right?
exactly.
But they're not making galaxies in CERN, though. You agree with that too, though, right?
Yes, that's why I wanted to clear that up. So when
Okay.
I was saying that they were literally making many galaxies, no, what I'm explaining to you is they're studying this stuff.
Yeah, of
They're
course.
not really saying, okay, well, we're gonna put together all of these things and make these. No. They understand that um, when particles fly apart, number one, this is why classical physics and quantum physics work so well hand in hand, right? Because for people who don't know, they always say they the opposite of each other. They break down. No. They complement one another, right? So we literally see the same thing happen down here when we smash atoms together and certain atoms collapse and structures are not formed and things that we see the same thing down there as we see going on up there. When there is not enough gravitational pull here, something to float off, and like we see that. And so what I'm saying there is they're working with this information. They're just not there speculating and asking questions. But what I'm also saying and how we even got here is that's not even all of the information. That's just what we know. There could be
I,
something that come up later that blow all their minds about what they think they know. For an example, like you was just up here trying to say, oh, well, the universe is for 13.5. That's just what they estimating right now. They might find something older light that come from 200 billion years ago.
well, 200 billion is less than 13.8 billion. I don't know what you're talking about, right?
No, what?
200, 200, I
200,
think
200
100
billion.
billion. Okay,
You
yeah, I'm
said,
sorry. I thought you said million. I thought you said million.
like you might find something. Oh, like we don't know. Science don't work in absolutes. What we can tell you though is what we have now. You see what I'm saying? And based off what we have now, we have enough evidence. I'm saying this. Science doesn't say this because science don't work in absolutes. But Brother Humble Mystic is saying this. Based off of what we have now, we know enough to know that God does not exist.
No, we don't know that. You're making
Yeah,
that
we
up.
do. Yeah, we do.
No, you're
We
making
just
that up
talked
because
about we just
I
talked
just
about the
asked you.
creation of the galaxy. Where
I
did we
know.
mention God not once?
No, I understand. I understand that, but we don't know, right? That's an
Yeah, we
absolute
know
statement.
that.
That's an absolute statement, right? You're a
Yeah.
scientist. You're a scientist, right?
No. I'm not a scientist. I'm
I
a
mean,
naturalist.
you're a naturalist, right?
Exactly.
You believe in science.
No, I don't believe in science. I
Well,
don't
why are you
believe
studying
in
all this
anything.
science if you don't believe in science?
I don't believe in anything. Do you have
I,
to believe in? Hold, time out, time out, time out.
okay,
Um,
let me take
do
it away.
you
Then
have to
you
know
know
something? Hold
you know
on.
science, and you know science, and you know it.
Exactly.
So you know
Exactly.
science. You know science, right?
And not really in a knowable way. I would say I go under science.
You
I adhere
study.
to science. That's a
Yeah,
better
yeah.
word. I adhere to science.
Adhere. Okay, that's perfect. You adhere to science.
Hmm.
And science, from what we know today, says the universe is 13.8 billion years, right?
From what they can estimate.
Okay, that's fine. But if you
Hmm.
go back to time, so you can take that this expanding universe and run
Hmm.
the clock backwards, right? You can run the clock
Hmm.
backwards to zero, right? You agree with that?
Even
You can run
okay, okay.
you can run the clock back
So
to
what
zero,
we
right?
call, hold on one second. We have to say we can run the clock back to what we call zero.
Yeah. Okay, so we're running back to what
Okay,
we call zero, right?
okay.
But what you're saying is that there was time before that time, right? Or there was energy. There was energy.
There was something there
There was
that
something there.
we cause it. Hold on. We call it zero because we can't observe it. We
Right,
can't
right.
detect it.
So there was
But
something there, though.
but there was something there.
What was that something?
Energy.
The energy. How do you know energy wasn't God?
How do you, because energy is detectable.
So
Energy is
you can't even make it
empirical.
up.
God is not
You can't.
empirical.
You can't. But you
That's a
can't.
conflation fallacy.
There's no way you could. There's
Now,
no
now,
way
now, as a
you only use
religious
that
person,
word.
hold on one second. Hold on one second. Now, as a religious person,
We're talking
you can
science. We're not
call
talking religion.
energy. Hold on one second. I got you. Hold on. So, all right. So now let me say you as a so as religious people may want to do what they all have all the right to do. They can call energy God, and they
Bingo.
got all right to do that. But
Bingo.
that
You don't
don't
have a
mean
problem with
that
that.
energy is God.
But that doesn't mean it's not though. That energy at the beginning, at the Big Bang, at the beginning of it, wasn't God, right? You agree with that, right?
Yeah, that wasn't God.
I mean, no, you agree that it could be God though.
No, I don't. I don't agree with that.
I know,
I say
but
other
you don't.
people can say that, but I don't agree with
I know,
that.
but you wouldn't argue. You wouldn't argue with them, right? If they call that
Yes,
God,
I would argue with them about that.
why? If you don't know
Because
what it
God
is,
carries, hold on. God carries one connotation, while energy carries a whole nother connotation. And so, if you then overlap God with energy, now you're bringing energy into this mystical divine realm. No, 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 we can't do that. We can't do that.
I'm saying very,
Because then
very
you'll have
simplistically.
people. Here's the danger of that, Ron. Then you'll have people out here worshiping energy.
No. Well, maybe there are people that do that, but anyway, I'm saying this. I'm saying that if if God is a creator, most people believe that their God is a creator God, right? And what you're saying is that that energy created our universe, right? That's what you're saying.
You said most. Wait. You
Most
said
people believe
most
that God is
God.
a creator. Most people believe their God is a creator
The
God.
Abrahamic gods, because a lot of can we still
Any
stick to the
creator God.
Abrahamic? Because when we get to everybody else culture, that get a little blurry there. So we're gonna stick to the Abrahamic God. Yes, the Abrahamic people think their God is a creator God.
No, not just Abrahamic, but okay, we can say that we can talk about Judaism, Christianity, and Islam,
Yeah, the
right?
Abrahamics, all that's
Abrahamic
Abrahamic.
gods, Abrahamic gods. We can stick with that. But your energy, you're saying that energy created our universe, right? It's a creator. Energy is a creator, is what you're saying.
No, energy is the
Why you keep changing on me? First you're saying yeah, it
because
did, and then you're
because
saying it's
because
not.
you're giving, because here's the thing, you're giving simple properties of nature divine attributes.
No, I'm not.
I have an issue. Yes, you are. I have an issue with the word create. Why do I have an issue with the word create? Because the word create means to bring into something new, right? What this is,
I'm not conflating.
hold on one second. What this is not bringing in to being anything new. This is just shifting from one state of being to another state of being. See, energy is always in a state of being and is always in a state of becoming. So when you say energy create, now you're giving energy attributes that we don't see in nature. Because energy doesn't create anything. Now, energy may transmute from one state to another state. We can see energy in one form and another form, but energy doesn't create anything. So this is why I'm having issues with the words you're using.
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying, but so, but I'm trying to really understand what you're saying.
Energy transmutes from one state to another state,
Yeah.
right?
So
This state of it, hold on. This state of existence that we exist in right now is just one state of energy. Energy existed in another state before it existed in this state.
So you're saying the energy, there was energy before the Big Bang, and that's what was transformed. That was transformed into our universe.
Are you familiar with the color line?
The color line.
Yeah, you know the color palette.
No, define
All
it.
right, so because that wouldn't be good because you
No, I'm just saying that you're bringing something new to me and to the audience. You're saying there was energy before the Big Bang. I've never read
yeah.
any scientific textbooks that
So
state
you
that.
don't know about the first law of thermodynamics, is what you're saying.
I just stated what it was. You heard me
Right.
state it.
Okay, so how much so let's start right there. How much do you know about the first law of thermodynamics?
What do you mean? How much do I know? I just said energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can be transferred, right?
Okay. So
It can
what
be.
does that mean?
That means it can go from chemical. It can be electrical. It could be all different types of. I mean, it can even go from matter to energy.
Can it
Energy
ever
back to
be brought?
matter.
Hold on, watch this. Can it ever be brought into being?
No, not in our universe. No.
No. Energy cannot be brought into being, right? So if
Right.
energy cannot be brought into being, that means that it was always being.
No, but we're talking about
Which
before our
means it
universe.
doesn't matter. Hold on. Which means it doesn't matter if we're talking about our universe, the universe before our universe, 10 centuries after our universe. Energy will always continue to be. It will never be created and it will never be destroyed. It can only transmute from state to state. Whatever state it takes, it will still be energy. It won't be nothing else.
No, what I'm saying is that current physics, does not state that there was any energy before the Big Bang. You're creating something new. You probably should
So
write
is
this down and write a
thermodynamics.
book on
Hold on
this.
one second. Let's take this slow. Let's take 3 steps back one more time. Thermodynamics is a field of what? Is a field of study of what?
Oh, it could be a field of physics. It
Physics.
could be in
Physics.
chemistry.
Thermodynamics is a
It could
field
be
of
in
study of
chemistry. It
physics.
could
The
be in chemistry
first
also.
law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
We
I
keep
don't
going
know
over
why
this.
you keep saying that and then saying, oh, well, physics does not say that there was energy before the Big Bang. Yes,
There
they do.
wasn't.
If energy
They
cannot be
don't.
created, hold on. If
They don't
energy
say that.
cannot, hold on one second. If energy cannot be created, which means it was always here, because then if that's the case, watch this. If that's the case, then physics is self-contradicting. Because in one case, physics is saying, well, there was something that was always into being that everything else emanated from. And in the other case, physics is saying, well, at one point, nothing was in being, and then everything came from that. So then that's a self-contradiction right there. But instead, physics does not do that. You know what physics say?
What?
Physics say that we can only see and observe so far. And the farthest we can observe is 13.8 billion years. Now, that's only an estimate. But from our calculations, that seems to be when, the earliest and light and however this came into be, this happened. But again, that's only the earliest. We could find something earlier. That's what science says. Science does not say energy wasn't here before the Big Bang. You know why? Because scientists also understand the fact that there is no nothing, something can't come from nothing. Something always produces something else. And so energy is that something that's always going to produce other somethings.
So I'm trying to.
Now,
Okay.
let me ask you a question.
Well, let
Do
me.
you have any proof? Hold on. Do you have any proof that something created energy?
Does something created energy?
Yes.
Yeah. In our universe, all of our every property of physics, chemistry, biology, whatever, it came from the Big Bang, right? It came from the Big Bang.
Bro,
You
this
agree with
guy.
that? You agree with
This
that? You agree with that, right? You agree with the Big Bang, right?
Yes, I agree with the Big Bang.
So
Everything
everything
that
came from that.
exists in this state did come
Right.
from the Big Bang.
So I'm correct then.
No, you're not correct.
Wait a
Because
minute. You just said
everything that exists in this state came from the
right.
Big Bang.
Okay.
Energy itself didn't come from the Big Bang. Energy was always here. What part of energy
Because
cannot be created? Don't you understand?
let me
How
let me
it
ask you.
was, and this is where your mind is wrestling with this. And the
No,
reason your mind is wrestling with this is because you believe in God. But if
no.
you
Let's
didn't
let's don't
believe
talk
in
about
God,
religion.
your
Let's keep
mind
it on
wouldn't be
science.
wrestling with this.
Let's
What
keep it on
part of
science.
energy
Let's keep it
cannot
on
be
science.
created? Don't you understand?
Yeah. Let me ask you. Do the laws of physics, are they true at the beginning when the universe was at the singularity? All the laws of physics, including the first law of thermodynamics, is that true at the singularity?
We can't observe it. We don't know.
No, I'm
We
just
can
saying.
only observe
And
and infer on what we know now.
let me give you the answer. The answer is no. It wasn't.
You
It
don't
wasn't
know
true.
that. How can you give me the answer? What? Okay, so now I got to check your credentials. How can you give me the answer? Why would you?
Before
Why you say
I'm
is
not
no?
gonna.
Why you say is no?
You've heard of a Planck scale, right? Planck scale, Planck scale, right?
Yes, Planck scale.
So do the laws of physics, are they valid below the Planck scale?
Yes, they work
No,
differently. Yes,
they're
they
not.
do. They work differently.
They're not.
Yes, they
Why?
do. They just work differently.
Why are you
What do
making
you
this up?
mean?
They don't. The laws of physics, they
Oh
don't.
my gosh. So quantum physics is not a thing, family. Quantum physics is not a thing.
Quantum
This
physics
is
is
what this man is up here saying.
quantum
The
physics is
laws of
not the
physics
Planck
don't work.
scale.
No, 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 no. Hold on one
You're
second.
saying the Planck
See,
scale is
because
quantum
what you're
physics?
missing, hold on one second, because I can see you don't study science. I can see you don't know nothing about the Albert Einsteins
I'm
and
saying you do.
Planck's. You don't
I know
know
you
nothing
do.
about that. Because
I
if
know you
you
do though.
did,
I
right,
know you
hold
do
on one
though.
second. Hold on one second. Because if you did, then you would know, right, that Planck formula did not cancel out Einstein's formula, and Einstein's formula don't cancel out Isaac Newton's formula. All of their formulas work in congestion together. So when you're talking about the Planck scale, you're not disregarding Isaac Newton's theories or Albert Einstein's theories. You're actually working with them in a different manner. So physics does not break down at the Planck scale. It just works differently. I don't understand. Like this is why I say you can't be studying science. You and I know you don't know what's. I know these are just arguments that you go to other
No,
people who don't
no, I'm
believe in
not.
God. But
No,
I do this.
no. I understand you do this. You do it very well. All I'm saying is that at the Planck scale, you can look this up, or anybody in the chat can look this up. At the Planck scales, our known laws of physics break down, right?
Oh my gosh. Oh, see, this is
They
what I'm
don't.
saying, right? So here's what I would say, right? That right there is a misunderstanding of what happens at the Planck scale. I'll give you a
Mhm.
correct understanding.
Okay.
On the Planck scale, right? What we know is classical physics, right? Operate differently Why? Because of the magnitude at the Planck scale. See, here on our classical side, you can measure something and you won't affect it. Right? You can measure a car, a steel car. You can measure you can measure steel things and you won't affect them. On the Planck scale, the moment you measure something, even the measurement itself affects it. The environment is even affects it. So what you're saying is breaking down. It does not break down. It just worked differently because it's smaller. It's on a different scale, but it still worked the same as on the Einstein scale or on the Isaac Newton scale. It's just smaller. You get it?
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just saying that if you go to any textbook and talk about Planck scales, it will tell you that our theories, our laws of physics, not that they stop working, it's just that they break down. You cannot use the same theories and stuff.
Yes. And
You
that's
can't use it.
because of the magnitude. That's not because, oh, well, these are different dimensions and areas of exist. No. Because there are different magnitudes of scale. That's why.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm getting
But
at
it
is that
does not, hold on one second. But they don't stop working. They just operate differently. The reason they operate differently is because they're more sensible to its environment. We're not
so
that sensible to our environment because of our size. So it's
so
it's harder. It take more effort for something to influence us or move us, right? Or anything up on this classical scale. But on the Planck scale, things down there are very sensitive. So
mhm.
measuring something down there can change the effects of a result. Just the
So let
environment of something down there
mhm,
can change the effects of a result, right?
mhm.
So
so
that's very touchy, but it does not break down or don't stop working. It just worked differently.
so you're saying that the first law of thermodynamics at the Planck scale, or below the Planck scale, is still the same as it's not the same,
Yes,
right? It's not the
yes,
same. So it doesn't
yes,
operate the same. So
yes.
energy might be able not to be created or destroyed below the Planck scale, right? Hello, still there? Hello.
Oh,
Oh
he,
yeah, I'm here, Brody. I'm here, Brody. I'm here, Brody.
Yeah. So if they operate differently, so that means that energy, first law of thermodynamics, which you always like to talk about, may not operate the same. Is that true?
So the issue,
Is that
again.
true?
So now, hold on one second. So when we're dealing with existence, right? Different scales of existence do not override a fundamental principle, right? So energy
Hmm.
is energy no matter what scale is at. It could be on the Planck scale, it could be on our classical scale, it could be on the larger scale. Energy is energy.
No, I'm just saying the first law of thermodynamics may operate differently.
Yes, of
I mean,
course they operate differently. Yeah.
so energy may not be able to be created or destroyed at that point. That's the first law of thermodynamics, right?
It operates differently. The properties of the
Yeah.
law don't operate differently.
Huh? you
Oh my
again,
gosh.
you're making stuff up. You're making stuff up
How,
again.
bro?
You're making stuff up.
Because
Why?
hold on. Because the first law of thermodynamics operate different on the Planck scale than our scale, it does not change the fact that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It just furthermore proves how energy transmutes from one state, our scale, to another state, the Planck scale. It's still energy. It just transmuted from one state of being to another state of being.
So again, you're making stuff up. Again, you're
Bro,
making
what?
you're making
This
it
is
up
crazy.
because
So are
nobody
you saying there's
knows.
no energy on a Planck scale? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just
So what
saying
are you
that
saying then?
I said very clearly that the laws of physics as we know them at the Planck scale don't translate.
No,
You have to
that's a fact.
you
They
have to agree with
operate.
that.
You said it first. You said it correct the first time. They operate differently, which is
Okay, so let's
yes,
say they operate. Let's say they
yes.
operate different. Let's say that then.
Okay,
But
but now
that doesn't.
even that. Hold on. Now even that does not change the property that energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
What, you're making that up? You don't know that.
How?
You're making that up because what you're trying to do. You're trying to create a scenario that there's somehow this energy that resides outside of the singularity, which nobody in physics would agree with you. And that's something you made up. Nobody would agree with that. So now you're trying to say that energy was translated to the singularity. It went all the way through the Planck scale until it got into beyond the Planck scale into the physics that we know today. You're making it up. You're just making it up. Just say you're making it up because you don't know.
I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand how, and I get it because you're a believer, so you don't really
We're not talking
operate.
about religion. We're talking about science. We're
We
talking about
are, but
science
you're
now.
getting your science wrong. You're contradicting yourself all
How?
over the place.
How am I
In
getting the
one
science
instance, you
wrong?
say energy can be created and energy can't be created and destroyed, and then on the other instance, you're
I'm
trying to
saying the
argue
Planck
against
scale.
energy being ever
No,
present.
no, no. I'm saying
That
at the
does
Planck
not make
scale.
sense.
I'm saying at the
On
Planck
the
scale, we
plane
don't know.
scale, so then
We don't
that's why
know.
I asked you. Hold on 1 second. That's why I asked you a question. Are you saying on the Planck scale there is no energy?
No, I said there is energy beyond the Planck scale.
Okay, then that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what there's energy on the Planck scale, there's energy in our classical world and our observable world, and there's energy beyond our observable world.
But
I
I'm saying
don't
the Planck scale may not be energy may not be able. It's not may not have the same properties of being created or destroyed as it does on our scale. You're the one who's saying it operates the same. You're saying it. We don't know, but maybe it doesn't. Well, yeah, it has to because that's the only way I can get to from this energy that's outside of the singularity through the singularity all the way up to where we are today. You're saying energy always operates in a matter of of not being created nor destroyed. You're saying that. What I'm saying is you don't even know that. You don't know that's true at the Planck scale. You have no idea. You're just making it up. Yeah, all you need to do is admit it. And then what I'm telling you then, if you don't know, and you're saying that there's actually energy outside the singularity, why don't you just call the energy God and be done with it?
So once again, I see where and I see you heard him, family, y'all heard him.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
tried.
yeah,
He
yeah,
thought he
yeah.
was slick. Hold on 1 second, Ron.
I'm not
You
trying to be
thought he
slick.
was slick. Why don't you just call energy God and be done with it? Because energy is not God. I explained that
You
earlier.
said,
I
but
explained to
you
you
said,
that God. Hold on. I explained to you that God hold one connotation while energy hold a completely different connotation. When you
right.
talk about energy, you're talking in the realm of science. When you're talking about God, you're talking in the realm of religion. And so when you conflate God and energy, you can do things like what you tried to do earlier, which is say, well, energy created da 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 da. Energy don't have the property of creation. So this is
I'm.
why you can't mix God and energy
You
together.
said,
Because now you
you said our
hold on,
singularity
because
came from
now you
energy.
start to try to apply things to energy that otherwise does not operate within all the
Humble,
properties of energy.
humble, humble. Listen, you said that our universe came from energy, right? You said energy was there, and then our universe came from that energy. What is that? What is that?
Bro, what I said, I'm
No,
gonna repeat what
bro.
I said again. Hold on, repeat what I said again, right? Before this existence,
Yeah.
right, there was energy, right?
Well,
Me and
first you
you
said there
agree
was
on that, right?
time. First you said there was time and everything, and then okay,
Hold
go ahead.
on.
Go ahead.
Because of the second law of thermodynamics, we can agree before this universe existed, there was energy, right?
I I don't agree. I don't think there was
Oh, he
anything. I'm
don't
saying it was.
agree with this.
I'm saying
See,
I'm
you
saying it was
see, that's how I
nothing.
caught him. You see his incoherence. He don't even agree with science.
What?
He don't even agree
I do
that
agree
the
with
first law of
science.
thermodynamics
I do
that is
agree
that.
with science.
No,
I
you
don't.
don't.
I'm just saying.
So do
I'm
you
just saying. I
agree with
don't.
the first? Hold on, hold on. So
I'm
do
just
you
saying. I don't
hold
agree that
on,
there's something. I'm
Ron,
not saying there's
hold
no
on.
energy
Let's take this
outside of
slow.
that.
Hey, Ron, let's take this slow. Let's slow walk
Yeah.
this thing.
Let's take it. Let's
Do
take it slow.
you agree? Do you agree? Do you agree with the first law of thermodynamics?
How many times I got to tell you yes?
Okay, so based off the first law of thermodynamics, that we know, now we can infer, I ain't gonna say we know, we can infer that
We
energy was
infer.
here, right? Before this universe got here, right?
No scientist will ever infer that. You're saying this.
We're
Give me
gonna
some
take it
science.
back, family. Family. We're gonna take it back, fam. Y'all, do y'all see his incoherence? We're gonna take it back, family.
Why you keep begging
Ron,
for help and
do
assistance?
you agree? Listen, do you agree with the first law of thermodynamics?
How many times? This is like the 10th or 12th time. Yes, I agree with it.
What does the first law of thermodynamics say?
For the 10th or 12th time, it says that energy can't be created nor destroyed.
Okay, now, if energy cannot be created nor destroyed, then how was energy created from the Big Bang? Can you break
It was
that down for me? Because that's where your conundrum is. Can you break that
no,
down for me?
no. This is all the energy that we have. We've already established that the universe is 13.8 billion years, right? We've already
From what
established
we
that.
can infer.
Yeah. I mean, from what we can observe, if we want to go with that, right? 13.8 billion years. So we both agree that you can run the clock backwards, theoretically, right? Run the clock backwards till you get to the singularity. So all of that energy in the universe is compressed back into the singularity, right? We both agree to that, right?
Now,
With
all that energy in the universe, hold on, all that energy in the universe, that we're talking about a time before this universe, correct?
yes,
Okay, so the event of energy before this universe, go ahead.
there was no energy before this universe.
No. Y'all see it. Y'all see, he realized it, family. He
There is no
realized it.
universe. No, I never said there was
No.
energy.
You can't backpedal now.
I'm
You
not trying to
cannot
back.
backpedal
I'm
now.
not backtracking. I'm just saying
So
there was no
finish what
energy.
you were saying. All
You're
of the
saying that,
energy in the universe condensed. Go ahead. Finish what you were
yeah,
saying.
it condensed to the singularity. But before
Okay.
that,
Now
there's
after
no
that, what
energy.
happened?
That's the point. There was nothing there.
No. Do y'all see how you see each
You're saying
quarter?
there was
See,
energy.
I should have just
This
stayed
is
quiet. That was my fault. I should have just
this is where
stayed
you and I
quiet.
this is where
He'd
you
have
and I
finished off with a statement.
this is
He
where we
is terrible,
disagree.
family.
This is where we disagree. You're saying there was energy, right? You're saying there was energy there. You're saying that energy
I
existed.
mean, in the lamest terms of what we talking about, yes, we can call it
Yeah,
energy.
that's
There
fine.
was something there before.
Yeah.
There was something there
There was
before the
something
Big
there
Bang. Yes,
called energy. Called energy.
we can call it energy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you call it energy. I'm
Okay,
saying that there was no energy. There's no proof. Science does not agree with you.
you don't even agree with yourself.
Wait a minute. We're talking science. I'm
Do
saying
you
science.
believe?
Does the science agree with you? Does the
Hold
science agree
on,
with you?
real fast. Do
No, just
you
answer this question. Does
adhere to
science
the
agree with
first law?
you?
Hold on.
Does
Do
science
you
agree with
adhere
you?
to the first law of thermodynamics?
You keep asking the same questions. Does science agree with you that there was energy
Yes,
before the Big Bang? No, it doesn't.
yes.
You're
Yeah.
lying. It doesn't. It does not.
Yo, this don't even make sense, bro.
It does not agree with you. Science doesn't
So
agree
are
with you.
you saying? So then let me ask you
I'm not
this:
saying science is
What
saying this.
create?
Science
Hold
says that.
on. What created energy?
What do you mean? What created energy? Energy was not created.
Y'all hear that,
There's no
family? I'm gonna ask
science
you
doesn't.
again. What created energy?
All the energy and everything that we know now came out of the Big Bang. All of it came
Y'all
from the
hear
Big
that,
Bang.
family? Y'all hear that, family? Now watch
Why do you keep
this.
saying
Was
that? Why do you keep
energy
saying?
here?
Why?
Hold on 1 second. Was energy here before the Big Bang?
No.
Do y'all see the incoherence? So energy
What does
wasn't here
science say?
before
I'm
the
not
Big
asking. Don't
Bang,
ask
but
me. Ask
energy wasn't
science.
created. That
Ask
doesn't even
science.
make listen.
Very
That
simple. All you
doesn't
gotta do is
even
ask
make
science.
hold on, Ron.
You want
That
me to
doesn't
ask?
even make coherent sense.
Do you want me to
How
ask
can energy
ChatGPT?
not be here before the Big Bang,
Do you
but
want me to
then
ask
energy
ChatGPT?
can't be created at the same time? That
Do you
means
want me to
what you're
ask?
saying is that hold on, what you're saying is the Big Bang created energy. But the Big Bang creating energy, that's a contradiction because the first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created, which we can only infer that energy was here
We're,
before the Big Bang.
we're talking.
You're
We're
trying to
talking
say that
science.
the Big Bang created energy. The Big
No.
Bang did not create energy.
So where does energy come
Energy was
from?
already here before the Big Bang.
Science. Listen, humble. Science. Why does science not agree with you? If you're telling us
Yo, this
something
guy.
new, you're telling us something new. I swear you should be writing a paper. You should be publishing it. You should be getting the Nobel Prize in physics. You should be. If you're telling us that for sure there was energy before the Big Bang, nobody knew. Nobody else is saying this except for you.
Because
Then
nobody else can prove it. Can we prove that energy was here before the big? The only way that we
you're
could prove
saying
that
with
energy was
certainty.
here. Hold on, watch this. The only way that we can prove that energy was here before the Big Bang is already proven. We have a law for it. It's called the first law of thermodynamics.
That
That
doesn't
right
prove.
there proved that energy was here before the Big Bang. How do
That
you
doesn't
create
prove it.
something
That
that
doesn't
can't
prove
be
that.
created? Hey, Super Wavy, I'm gonna ask you this question, Super Wavy. How you create something that
You
can't be
always need
created?
help. You,
Hey, I've been listening to y'all whole bill. It's powerful. I must say, you can't create something that can't be created.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my whole point right there.
no, you're saying. I think Super Wavy. You're saying
That's what you got to deal with right there. How
You
do you
can't create
create
something from
something that
nothing.
can't be created?
No, I think he's saying. Let me see if I can understand what Super Wavy is saying. You can't create something from nothing. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, like his humble whole point was, and even King Seth was saying it. There was never a nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this thing was nothing before the Big Bang. Except,
Say it again.
except Humble is saying there was something. Humble is saying that there was energy.
Nah. Nah. Both of them. Humble is saying that you can't put a timetable on the unseen. That's what's
No,
up.
but I know, but he's saying Humble. Am I wrong? If you're saying that there was energy before the Big Bang, am I
Yeah,
wrong?
King Seth said yeah too. Both of them said yeah.
No, King Seth said there was nothing. He said
King Seth said.
well, he said there's no such thing
You
as
asked the
nothing.
question. You asked the
Yeah.
question. Humble. King Seth said, "Hell yeah, there was energy before the Big Bang." He answered for humble.
So there's energy. There's energy then. I'm just saying that science doesn't agree with that. Then
Yes,
We
it
got
does. We have a law for it. It's called the first law of thermodynamics.
science.
Just because
You
you
keep
don't
talking.
understand the first law of thermodynamics don't mean that we don't
Talking.
understand the first law of thermodynamics. And
Why
from
don't we
my
ask?
understanding of the first law of thermodynamics and logic, I understand you can't create something that cannot be created. That is a contradiction.
No.
That is incoherent to try to create something that
we're
can't be
talking
created.
about. We're talking about um, something before the
You
Big
know
Bang,
that's what
right?
you're doing though, right, Ron? You're
No,
trying to
no,
create something that can't be created.
no. I'm not. No, I'm
Yes, you
not trying to
are.
create it. I'm not. All I'm saying is this, and I
Let me
hope.
ask
I
you this
hope.
real fast,
I,
Ron. Did energy always exist?
the energy always exists.
Yes.
Yeah, from the singularity on, it did exist. Yes.
When 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 was there ever a time where energy did not exist? And can you give me where scientist says this and back you up on that?
Yeah. I mean, before the Big Bang, there was no energy.
Bro. Okay.
I mean, you can look it up. You can look it up yourself.
hey, King.
It says I'm looking at. I'm saying here's what I asked ChatGPT. The energy exists before the Big Bang. It says the current physics does not establish that there was energy before the Big Bang.
Because they don't know, they can't track it.
But how do you
What are
know?
you talking about?
Then how do you know?
Because
If
we
the scientists
know.
don't know, how do you
Hold
know?
on, because we know, because I know what you read, because I pulled up the same thing, and I know we got the same answer.
Then why you
Because I
then you being
know,
disingenuous then?
hold on, because I promise you, you won't read this part. I know it said, right, well, according to physics, right, energy was always present.
Yeah.
However, energy cannot be sensed beyond the Big Bang, which that's an
See,
accurate and valid statement. We can't do, can we see or
energy.
observe energy beyond the Big Bang? Absolutely not. But what we do know is
Super wavy.
energy
See,
was always created. We
super
know there
wavy.
was no time, even before the Big Bang, that energy was
You see,
created. We know energy was
you
always
see,
created.
you,
How
you're
do we
saying.
know energy was always created? Because energy cannot be created.
See, super wavy. You see how disingenuous he is. You see, he already knew the answer. He waited until now to read it. He waited until the last minute to read it, knowing that he was wrong all along. But
But I wasn't wrong. That's the
instead of taking the
crazy
high
part.
road,
I
instead of taking
wasn't
the high
wrong.
road for a guy who purports
This
to
guy is
understand
terrible.
who purports to understand physics, you should just say I I didn't know that. I'm saying that if you know stuff that the physicists don't know, you should write a book. You should go get the Peace Prize,
Hey, let me
not the
say
Peace
this.
Prize, but the Nobel Prize for physics.
Let me say
Go
this
get
real
it.
quick. Hey, humble. I apologize if talking to Ron is like pulling out your teeth, bro.
Hey man, I love this, man. I'm having fun up here with Ron, bro. Hey
Hey,
Ron, you
Yeah,
keep doing your thing, Brody. I appreciate you.
hey,
yeah,
Uncle
yeah.
Uncle
Same here.
Ron. I've been
Yeah.
listening to the whole conversation, and I'm
Hmm.
like, damn, Uncle Ron get down dirty. He don't play. He get down dirty. He
No,
dirty. He's a dirty player.
no, we both. I mean,
Hey,
we both can
listen,
say
my
this.
bad, y'all. I had to go open the door for my daughter. But no, man, I love this smoke right here, man. My man Ron doing his thing. He ain't backing down. He trying
No,
to make his go. I like this right here, man. See, a lot of people, they at by this point, Ron, they'd have been crashed out, bro. They'd have been calling me all types of everything. You hear me? So
yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
you being
yeah. I
able to
don't.
have a dialogue with you, bro. And I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
it's tough
Same.
being up here with me
Yeah,
because
same. Yeah,
listen,
yeah. It
I know
is.
I
It
bring
is.
that energy, so I know.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I mean, I enjoy it. You know your stuff and stuff. I'm just saying that you and I you and I on opposite ends, and that's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's cool. But I'm saying that when we talk about science, we we have to be honest and say that like you said, the things that we don't know, but science never tried to infer that there was energy beyond the Big Bang. And if you're saying you're inferring it based off the current laws, I'm saying that then somehow that needs to be proven. That needs to be because I'll say, hey, you know, humble found something new in the world of physics. But as of right now, what you're saying is, nobody's gonna agree
Let
with
me let
that.
me say this. Let me. Maybe I can break it down for you
Okay.
from an outside understanding or from an
Hmm.
outside player. Um, Basically, what he's saying is the um the 13.8 billion years and the Big Bang. That's what we put a time limit on. But he's saying,
Right.
just listen to me. He's saying that there is unseen. That's observable. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that there's unseen stuff, that energy was already there, the clock was already ticking. This is just our understanding, what we can comprehend and get from science.
Yeah.
That's all. So he's not disagreeing with the science. You know what I'm saying? He even said, this is what science says, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's observable. You got the flow on Quran.
Yeah. I understand. I appreciate you elaborating a little bit more on that. But for me, it doesn't matter if the universe is 200 billion years old or 300. It doesn't matter. What matters is that when you run that clock backwards, all the way to the singularity, that at the singularity, science says there was nothing outside. Now,
Well, but see that. Oh, go ahead.
Humble is saying that there was energy. Humble is saying there's energy. And so I'm saying then, okay, humble, if you want to call it energy, the energy brought our universe into existence, then why not call it God? Why not let somebody else call it God? He said, and then he said, well, yeah, if they want to call it God, yeah, okay, let them call it God. Then we're on the same page, are we not?
Go ahead.
And from this point forward, you can't argue with anybody who wants to believe in a God.
Uh-oh. See, I told you you're a dirty player. Go ahead, Humble. You gotta unmute your mic, my bad.
I'm here, but I apologize. So here's the thing. He's trying to speak in absolutes. So he's trying to frame science in one light to try to prove that even science proved God. But that's wrong. Again, he's committing all of these conflation fallacies, right? So number one, According to logic, we know this, right? You cannot create something that cannot be created. It doesn't matter how hard you try to dance around it and none of that. If something cannot be created and it's here, that means it was always here. That means it was never brought into being. That means there was never a first time. There was never a singularity of this. There may be a singularity that happened that captured some of this, but the singularity didn't capture the totality of this, which means that this was always preeminent. So now, when we get back there, now we know that another thing he's doing is he's trying to make science absolute. We know science do not make absolutes. Science does not say the universe is 13.5 billion years old. What they say is based on the evidence that we can measure, right? Universe is 13.5. But even that can change. That's even an inference, right? And so even with that, the one thing that breaks down all of this is even science itself states that energy transmute from state to state, which means the Big Bang was not a creation event. It was a transformation event. And that's why I don't think he's that I think he's looking at the Big Bang as a creation event and not understanding that the Big Bang was a transformation or a transmutation event, right? It didn't Things didn't spring out of nothing. Things sprang from the preconditions that was already set. So
Uh,
everything that it sprang from was already there. It was just in a different state of existence.
all right, all right, all right. Hey man, we've been giving a lot of game. Y'all been getting a lot of game, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Closing arguments. Let's get the closing arguments. Uncle Ron, let's get this money.
Yeah, well, again, thanks, SupaWavvy. Appreciate the opportunity to come up on your platform and have this discussion, man. You have a good platform, good people up here talking to, especially Humble and the other gentleman um, who were talking as well. Everybody was reasonably respectful of each other. My closing argument is that when we talk about God, uh, I think that the thing that we can say is that God cannot be proven nor unproven. And if I take Humble's argument all the way back to its logical conclusion, all the way back these 13.8 billion years, all the way back to where what he calls energy, and I think he would even agree with this, is that if that energy somehow our universe came out of that energy, and even he stated that if people want to call it God, then and then let him do that. Then I think that he would have to agree that from this point on, he shouldn't be arguing against a God. He should never say that word. Should never come out of his mouth again, because he's already saying there was something before the Big Bang. What he prefers to call energy, and some people might just call God. And because of that, I think that hopefully he'll reflect a little bit on what we talked about today. And what I've tried to convince him of is that there was something before the Big Bang. Whether he wants to call it energy, whether other people want to call it God, but there was something. So again, I'll end on that note, and you guys have a great evening.
All right. I want you to hear his closing before.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Humble, you got the flow, big dog. I'm gonna close out.
Most definitely. Brother Wavy, it's always a pleasure being on your channel, bro. I told you what I told you in the back joint. I'll be over here, I'm over here. Man, this was a great for you, brother Ron. My closing arguments for you would be, listen, science say one thing, religion says another. The reason I stand by what I stand by and I denounce of God is because God holds the connotation of religion. Energy holds the connotation of science. When you overlap religion and science, then you get attributes put onto energy that does not apply to energy, like the word creation, like Ron was trying to do in his closing, right? Oh, well, energy, created all this stuff. Energy did not create all of this stuff. Energy transmuted into all of this stuff. So that's why at the basis of all of this, we find one common component, and it's not God. It is energy. That's science, not religion. See, religion will try to put science there. Now, I did say, if people want to call energy God, which their prerogative, they have the right to do. That's fine and dandy. However, I'm going to stand on that and say you cannot do that because now you're overlapping labels that don't fit together. You're creating contingents, not even healthy contingents. You're creating contingents that don't even that oppose one another. You feel me? And so I think, Brother Ron, while of course you came up here, you did your thing. I think you have to go back and do a little more studying on different worldviews. I'm a naturalist, by the way, family. By different worldviews, and you'll see that when you deal with naturalism, that we make everything make sense within the realm of reality. We don't deal with nothing outside of reality. We don't deal with no super beings. We don't deal with no gods. We don't deal with no hells. We don't deal with no moral rights and moral wrong. We don't deal with none of that. All of that is outside of the realm of our reality. And so go do your research on that, Brody. And I appreciate it. That's gonna be my closeout, fam. I appreciate you, brother SupaWavvy.
All right, Uncle Ron, Uncle Humble, I appreciate y'all. Hey, I need the replay game. If y'all just getting in here, if y'all watching this tomorrow, next week, or a year from now, hey man, this was a powerful bill right here. This was a powerful bill right here. Uncle Ron went backing down, and Humble and King Self, man, King Self. I'm in the car listening. I'm like, man, King Self, I up King Self jumping there. I'm like, oh man, King Self about to piss somebody out. Shout out Uncle Chucky came up in here. Lucky came up in here, did his goddamn thing. Hey, I appreciate y'all. We out of here. Everybody take it easy. One more day, man. It's Friday. Let's close out this week, man. All right, Uncle Ron. All
All
right,
right, guys. Have a good night.
already. We out of here.